later tonight. Retirees on Social Security are about to get a nearly 6% increase in benefits next year. That's the highest cost of living adjustment in nearly 4 decades. The increase was caused by the higher prices for goods and troubles with the supply chain over the last year.
If you look at our numbers here in the Mountain State, we have nearly 500,000 West Virginians that depend on the benefits provided by Social Security. Over 475,000 Social Security beneficiaries in the Mountain State.
Nearly 8 million people will begin to see increased payments come December 30th. Ohio Senators Sherrod Brown and Tim Ryan are making a campaign stop in the Ohio Valley. Today, they'll be at the North Street Fire Station meeting with some Buckeye State workers. They'll also collect signatures to get Ryan on the ballot. Ryan is running for U.S. Senate after Rob Portman decided not to seek re-election. He received an endorsement from Senator Brown earlier this week. It was a special night for the business community in Marshall County. The Chamber of Commerce celebrated all they've done this past year. Several businesses even walked away with some big awards. One of the winners was Beth Bertram, who's known for her work with the county fairgrounds. Main Street Bank won the Outstanding Business Award. Officials say they're proud of those who were recognized and for everyone's hard work.
As a chamber, we get to celebrate. We get to share some stories that happened throughout the year, tell how some of our businesses have suffered for the last year or two. But we celebrate what we have going on. And there's a lot of things being built and stuff going on in Marshall County. So it's a nice time to just get everybody together. It's kind of a real hometown feel.
The Chamber of Commerce says they're glad to welcome the business community back together again and are eager for what's next. Moving to Belmont County, the Brookside Volunteer Fire Department is in need of a new building. Officials tell us they can barely fit their trucks into the garage. They don't even have enough room for the rest of their gear, which ends up being stored at their own homes. Chief Alan Ketzel III says they're hoping voters approve their levy on the ballot come November 2nd.
We've had over 100 floods since this building's been built that we've had water in the building. Anytime water is in the building, we have to pull the furnace, we have to pull the hot water tank, the electric has to be shut off. More or less makes this building unusable for us while water's up. And we have equipment throughout the village in individuals' homes.
Ketzel says the $3 million levy would cost about $90 a year. That's for a person with a home valued at $100,000. They hope to build the new firehouse nearby on Route 40 and break ground sometime in the spring. Moving back here to Ohio County, ice skating season is officially back at Wheeling Park. The ice rink will be open today from 1 to 3 and then again from 7:30 to 10. Admission is $6.75 for children ages 3 to 12. Anyone older can get in for just $7.75. Season passes are also available. Don't go anywhere because coming up, Aaron says rain is on the way and he has a full look at that forecast for the weekend. You don't want to miss it after the break.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design, an easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tap, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF 7 News app, just update the latest version or download the WTRF 7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
Attorney Tom McIntyre.
Life. It may knock you down, but you don't have to stay that way. I'm Tom McIntyre. I'm a bankruptcy attorney, and I'm here to help you. Give us a call, and we'll send you a copy of my free book, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. It's an interesting read, and it'll explain bankruptcy to you like no other book does. Give us a call. We're here to help.
Call Thomas E. McIntyre and Associates at 304-232-8600. Allow us to help put you back on the road to financial success.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your football Friday. Mostly cloudy with a few scattered showers and a rumble of thunder, a daytime high near 80 degrees. Overnight, mostly cloudy with widely scattered showers, could be potentially heavy at times, an overnight low of 60 degrees. Scattered showers for your Saturday, with temperatures in the low to mid 60s for daytime highs. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors. Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, The Watchdog.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of the skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Vote for me and I'll set you free. Rap on, brother, rap on. Well, the only person talking about love now, brother, is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to my nation.
And in a crazy, wonderful, wacky world of sports, I used to be my intro back in 1972 on a college radio station, 500 watts that you could hear in downtown Boston. Yeah. That was great for a young kid like me, you know. Not a small town station, a college radio station that you could hear blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. Even in Brookline, they could hear me. But that was, you know, one of the good things about working in a big city like that. And one of the reasons I would someday like to move to nearby Boston. I couldn't live downtown. I'd have to rob a bank or two or three. But Boston's a great town. But, you know, this is a great small town, all right? Sometimes small towns are great, you know? Big towns, you got more jerks. Small towns, you got a few here and there. But my partner and I, we get along, and that's good. And I get along with a lot of people in this area, a lot of good people, all right? Especially the four coaches that we talked to yesterday, and I guess two of them are not very happy today. The Brook coach and, of course, Central coach out of Wheeling, because both of them got crushed. John Marshall, 41-6 over Brook. St. Clairsville, all right, over Wheeling Central, 35-0. From what I understand, quite a few turnovers in that contest, okay? Two professional leagues ended with controversy. Maybe not so with the Penguins. But when we talk to Bob Grove about one item I want to talk about that took place with the Florida Panthers, you know, it looked like the Penguins were going to win that game, but late in the game they gave up a couple of goals, and in overtime the Florida Panthers won. But there was a situation there, and I laughed when I saw it, and I laughed again when I watched it on ESPN this morning, a situation where I think most of the Penguins were in the net. Okay? That's a teaser coming up with Bob Grove. The other controversy, and Wade agrees with me, it was not a nice ending to a game that featured two teams with over 100 victories. Give the credit to the Dodgers. They won 2-1. Scherzer coming out of the bullpen, which didn't surprise me. You know, he said 2 days ago he could pitch, so he earned his first save as a pitcher. He's going to the Hall of Fame. 0-2 count on the Giants hitter, bottom of the ninth, couple of outs. 0-2 to a hitter who was hitting my IQ, 177. We better change that. I'll get phone calls. That's a high IQ. Isn't that a high IQ, Wade, 177?
I'm not sure, Bill.
Oh, okay. That's my weight, although it's 178. Okay, the guy was 1 for 18 at the plate for the Giants. 2 strikes, 1 more strike, it's over. Well, he took a little swing. It didn't cross the plate, but the first base umpire said, yeah, he did. And he didn't. And end the ball game. What a, yeah, I want to swear, but I can't. What a crappy way to lose a game if you're the Giants.
And so far, it's not reviewable.
Yeah, they got to change that. People are going to say, well, why don't you review everything? Well, why don't you? Every play, every move made between the foul lines should be reviewed. And I know it takes a long time to play games, especially when the Red Sox play the Yankees. That's 4.5 hours. Houston and Boston might be 4 hours. Who cares? Make sure each manager gets 1 or 2 tries at, let's check the replay. Throw a flag. Do something. If I was a Giant player last night, I would have come out and punched that umpire. Kick me out of the game. Suspend me. Fine me. That was awful. Then there was a little smug look on the guys he's running off the field. I'm talking about the umpire at first base. Really? You feel good about yourself? You're going to tell people, I'm just doing my job? Well, your job sucked. And if you were in the studio, I'd tell you to your face. And the second you reach over to punch me, well, you'd be in for a big surprise. But that really upset me, I wasn't rooting for either team, although I know some of the Giants, especially Dusty Baker when he used to play against the Pirates. I know some of the Dodgers, especially one named David Roberts, because I remember him helping the Pirates, helping the Red Sox beat the Yankees. Remember when he stole that base? That was a turning point for the Red Sox. But, that was awful. That was awful way to lose a game. That would be like in the Super Bowl, you got a couple of seconds left and you score a touchdown, and it might not be obvious, but the referees call a holding, and you lose a Super Bowl game. Referees should not dictate, or officials dictate, the outcome of a game. Now, 0-2 count, the guy sucked as a hitter, but if Max throws a fastball up and in, the guy could take it out of the ballpark. Baseball's like a one-pitch game always, especially when it's 3-2, 2-2, whatever. Bases loaded, you never know. That's why they play the game. One pitch could hit over the ballpark, and the Giants win. They're celebrating. People are jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. I think they're doing that now.
We have these replays because a couple of years ago, umpire named Joyce, he had a big handlebar mustache.
Oh, yeah.
There was a perfect game, and he called the runner at first base safe.
Safe, yeah.
And he was out by 3 feet.
Yes, I remember.
He felt good about himself, but you haven't seen him this year, have you?
No. I'd like to find out who that first baseman was, Do I have any undesirable friends in San Francisco? I know I have them in Cleveland. I got a couple in Boston. There's some in Philadelphia you don't want to mess with. I save all these guys for last in case, there's revolution, a war, somebody's after me or my family. But that's awful. I thought I was going to throw up. I just got done eating a pizza with a full can of anchovies, Wade, and a beer. I almost threw it up watching that. Then I'm stupid me, I had to watch the replay, and that's when they showed the umpire coming off the field with a little smug look on his face. You feel good about yourself? Yeah, the guy could have struck out. Yeah, one pitch from Max, Babe Ruth couldn't hit Max. But what if Max threw him a pitch a little bit high and the guy takes it out of the ballpark? You don't have to be a 300 hitter or a hitter going 177 to make contact and hit a home run. Then we're talking about a different story. Okay, we're going to talk about a story involving the Penguins. Why don't we take that break now, Wade, and I'll get my hockey expert, the Grover, on the line. We got the Grover. We got Butch. We got Coach Alinka. We got Coach, who is that, Ray? Oh, Reno, and Bobby the Legend with the odds for today. No talk about West Virginia, because they won't lose today or the weekend, because they're not playing. Same with the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's a bye week for both teams. They need to be well rested with their schedules coming up. But we got a lot to talk about, a lot on the table, okay? Some of it's baloney involving the Dodgers' victory over the Giants. Some of it is stake, because look at those Penguins. Out of 4 points, 2 road games to open the season, they take 3 out of 4. We'll be right back. It's a variety show with Bill and his sidekick and teammate, backup quarterback, Wade.
Monroe coming up Monday on the Watchdog Morning Show. We'll talk to a couple of patriotic millionaires who want us to tax them more. We'll discuss taxing on the Monday show. Plus, follow up on the results of redistricting and vaccine mandates in the West Virginia legislative session underway this weekend. So enjoy your weekend. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll meet again Monday morning. The Watchdog Morning Show, right here.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information. Report the call at oig.ssa.gov.
Hey there, Dave Weekley here. Metro News Hotline presents what's trending in sports, music, movies, tech, television, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Renowned local and national guests pepper the daily lineup with authoritative insights and commentary on a wide variety of topics from West Virginia high school sports to the financial markets. Join the fun. Every day, Coop and I dip into irreverent discussions with calls, texts, tweets, the question of the day, and the always popular In or Out. Metro News Hotline, weekday afternoons from 3 until 5 on the Watchdog, WKKX and WVLY.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
The Eastern world, it is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war, but what's that gun you're toting? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating, but you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel the fears I'm feeling today? If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to save. With the world in a grave. Take a look around.
Yeah, I remember when I was young, I got drafted. I was number 16 in 1969, ready to go to Vietnam. And I was wondering, I couldn't vote, but I might be carrying a gun. No, that didn't make any sense. Then all of a sudden, because I have asthma, and I still have it, I couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't leave Washington, PA, let alone go to Vietnam. And you know what? 4F, I stayed at home.
Bill, that umpire's name was Gabe Morales.
Gate?
Gabe.
Gabe
G-A-B-E.
Morales.
Yeah.
First base umpire, Giants, yeah. Wonder if I can, text him. I'm telling you, if I was a Giant player, I would have gone on the field and knocked him out. I'd probably be in jail, but I would feel good. So would all the Giant fans.
He defended his call after the game.
Oh, did he?
Check swings are one of the most hardest calls we have.
But then don't make a call.
I don't have
if
the
it was
benefit
borderline,
of multiple camera angles when I'm watching it live.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to be a wanted man for a long time. All right. Oh, I was so mad. I almost threw up. Lost my pizza, my beer. Okay, that's one controversy. I don't know if it was a controversy, but I'm going to ask my hockey specialist, Bob Grover. The guy's I've never seen him or heard him in a bad mood. He's like the perfect gentleman. Something's wrong there. How about that compliment, Bob? All these years I've known you, I've never heard a nasty thing about you. You've never got mad at me or anything. Are you that nice of a guy?
Yeah, absolutely, Bill. It's great to be on with you. And, you got to go through life. You might as well be optimistic and try to get along, right?
Okay.
I mean,
Hey, I saw something last night I've never seen with all the games I covered in Boston and Pittsburgh. Let's go back. Did you watch the game?
The Giants and the Dodgers?
No. The Panthers and Penguins.
Well, of course.
Yeah, there was a time it was in the Florida net or the Penguins net. There was 5 guys looked like in the net, or 3 of them in the net, 2 of them behind them, and the referee trying to find where the puck is laying on top of the net. I've never seen that. I thought that was so cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bill, I've seen that. I've seen that quite a few times, actually. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and make it sound like it happens a lot, but over the course of a season, 2 or 3 times a season, you'll see an official who's really, having trouble locating the puck or whatever, and wants to make sure he's on top of what's going on right there, will actually do what he did. Which is, I don't remember if it was Kelly Sutherland last night or Kazari who jumped on top of the net, but yeah, I mean that happens. And the interesting thing about that play was that, remember that a referee is, he's charged with blowing the whistle to stop play when he can't find the puck. And this was Mike Sullivan, the Penguins coach. This was his issue with that goal, which made it 4-3, was that he doesn't know how he saw it, but, the official said they never lost it. They knew where it was the whole time. So, okay, that's a not a judgment call, but that's what he said. So it started the comeback, and that eventually sank the Penguins in that game.
Yeah. Could Coach Sullivan call for a review or replay? But if he loses, what happens then?
No, that play's not reviewable.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe everything should be reviewable. I don't care.
No, we have enough delays already, Bill.
Yeah, but you don't see too many in hockey, do you?
Well, not since they changed the rules, and made challenges in many situations a minor penalty for a team if they don't win the challenge. No, it's cut down on them. But still, there's enough goal reviews, and there's enough. I don't want to add to the list of things that can be reviewed. I certainly don't want to put that one in there because I don't see how you can't really review it. And what an official sees with his own eyes, that's a camera angle that only he has. So
that's
you
true.
wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay. If you would have told me a week ago that the Penguins will play Tampa in Florida and they would leave the state of sunny Florida without playing golf, that they would take 3 out of 4 points, I would say, Bob, are you smoking any fancy cigarettes? To me, that was just a great road trip. And, I give a lot of that credit to Mike Sullivan. I really thought they were going to lose and be 0-2 coming home. But you know what? 3 points out of 4, that's not too bad to start the season. But I remind myself there's a long way to go before the Stanley Cup.
Oh, absolutely. No question. Great start. I mean, there's a little bit of sourness in the way they lost the game last night. But, yeah, when you step back and you say, look, Tampa's the 2-time defending champ, could win a third in a row. They're that good. And Florida's a team that a lot of people believe have it in them to make a long run this year in the playoffs. Now, we've said that before, that they seem like they were a team that's ready to make some waves in the postseason. It's never really happened. Part of that problem is, last year they ran into Tampa. So these are 2 very, very good teams. One's the defending champion, 2-time, and you leave the state with 3 or 4 points. You can't, without Crosby, without Malkin, missing Russ for half the game last night. You can't look sideways at that. That's a very good start to the season.
Yeah, and I give a lot of credit to, I think he's the at least top 2 coaches in the league, Mike Sullivan. You agree?
Well, he's the U.S. Olympic coach, so you know that the U.S. national team believes he's the best coach that they can get, and he's done what John Cooper's done in Tampa. He's won back-to-back Stanley Cups before. He's the best coach the Penguins have ever had in their history, and they've been around since 1967. So is he one of the best coaches in the game? Yeah, absolutely is.
Yeah. Well, did he set a record for most wins as a Penguin coach last night, or tie?
Well, they didn't win last night, so he's still tied with
I
Dan
forgot.
Bowles.
Yeah, it's overtime. Yeah,
His next win will make him the winningest coach in team history.
And how about coming home to 8 straight home games? I can't ever remember the Penguins or any team having that kind of a schedule to start the season.
Well, I mean, look, there are scheduling anomalies for teams across the league that have to do over the years that have to do mostly with arena availability. I'll give you an example. The New York Islanders are moving into their new building at Belmont Park this year, but they're starting the season with 13 straight road games because the building's not ready. So so there's an example. But for the Penguins, it's unusual. The Penguins have had 1 8-game homestand in their history. That happened in the spring of 2009. They went 6-1-1 on their way to the Cup. But they've never had more than a 5-game homestand in the month of October. So it's good, but it's also bad because they're going to go through a stretch, Bill. I mean, here's the other side of that piece is, when you get into January and February, I think it is, they've got a stretch where they're playing a huge amount of games on the road. So, you got to make this count when you're home for all these games. You got to try and, you got to really try and take advantage of what you got.
I got my tickets for next Tuesday when we all get to honor Mike Lang. That's going to be an interesting night.
Yeah, I mean he's an icon in Pittsburgh. I mean we all miss him. There was nobody like him. He was a major factor in the way the game grew in Pittsburgh. There are a lot of people who were. He's one of them.
He's one of them.
He's one of them. He made the Penguins. He kept them in the spotlight for sports fans. He got people interested in the game, through the 70s when they weren't good.
Yeah.
And into the early 80s, and then when Mario came, it was a whole different thing. Now you had some success on the horizon, then you reached it, etc. But when I think about people who grew the game, who kept people interested, who entertained them, who is associated with the Penguins like no one else, Mike Lang, it's going to be a special night.
Bob Prince of hockey, the governor. The governor. Bob Prince, when I grew up listening to radio with him, the Pirates might not have been very good, but if they were losing 9-1 after 5 innings, he made the game entertaining. Same with Mike Lang during the ugly years of the Penguins. He was always entertaining. You really didn't mind if the Penguins were losing by a couple of goals late in the game. He made the game very entertaining. That's why, he's an icon like Bob Prince.
Yeah. I mean, Bob Prince is the guy who helped him, assert himself and get used to the market. Mike came here in 1974. Prince kind of took him under his wing a little bit, and, gave him some advice that helped him out in the market. And Mike's from Sacramento, California, but you'd never know it. Like he seems like somebody who always was in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah. I remember when the Gunner called a couple of Penguin games. I don't know what cable outlet it was. He was so funny. He's got it. No, they got it. It's in the net. I mean, he was so funny. Two of the all-time greats. All right, I got to ask you this question. I watched the Kraken win their first game last night. You like that logo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think the colors.
It took me a while to get used to it. When I first saw it, I goes, what is that, a snake? What? I don't know what it is. Now I really like it. And I like the team. They've assembled a pretty good team. I don't know how far they'll go, but they got some nice veterans on there. So, they're going to be fun to watch.
They will be. I mean, everybody's rooting for them, so we'll see. I mean, the way the team is structured, they've got it's easier to build expansion teams now than it used to be because of the way the rules have changed. And you get to build a pretty decent team right off the bat, and they'll so they're going to be very competitive. I think. I think the question that remains about them is, how much goal scoring depth do they really have? Brandon Tanev had a couple last night. One of those was an empty netter. And McCann, the former Penguins, got 2. He's had 1 in each game. But, they're Tanev especially. I mean, they're not marquee scorers. They're not guys you can depend on to score. That'd probably be Eberle. But, we'll see if they can score enough goals. I think they'll be competitive defensively. That's going to be their challenge, I think, going forward.
Yeah, warning for the Panthers. If they keep taking stupid penalties, I don't think they'll ever become a Stanley Cup champion. I couldn't believe how many stupid penalties they took. And then somebody had a stat where, what were they, second in the league in penalties? I don't know.
Yeah, this has been an issue for them through the years, actually. And they better get a handle on it. And they don't, this was an issue last year, and obviously they don't have a handle on it. You can't really chalk it up to the anomaly of one game. I thought, they did some really bad things. There was some of that too. I mean, Kapanen took an awful penalty that negated a power play chance at the end of regulation as well for the Penguins. But yeah, you can't give any team 9 power play chances, which is what the Penguins had, and that was one of the reasons they were able to come back from a 2-0 deficit.
Yep. Okay, Grover, always nice talking to you.
Same here, Bill.
All right. Between you and Jay Caulfield and Bob Airy, we make sure that people down here, a lot of Penguin fans, especially since their minor league team, the Nailers, are here, so I want them to be informed. That's why I always have great guests, and you're one of them, okay?
Well, thanks for having me, Bill.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, Wade, let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll talk to Butch on some current events. Okay, we're coming up to some really, really big shoes right down the street, and up the street at the Capitol with the doo-wop coming up, the big Halloween party at River City, which attracts 400 to 500 people, all looking bad, like zombies, Frankensteins, vampires. Ugh. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Night of the Living Dead, with a special guest coming up on this show next week concerning that movie made in 1968 that scared the willies out of me. I had to change my pants twice during that movie at the theater. We'll be right back.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Chris Lawrence. Debate underway on the House floor in Charleston this hour about a proposal that would force private business owners to allow exemptions in any vaccine mandate, a measure put forward by Governor Jim Justice, who says it simply codifies what's already federal law for religious and health-related exemptions. Delegate Heather Tully of Nicholas County is a nurse, and she backs the bill.
There are no hard and fast rules, and so I think that's why this bill gives some flexibility and some laterality to individuals, and I think that we need to defer to those individuals.
However, business owners fear the measure could open them up for a wide array of lawsuits. Meanwhile, Governor Justice is expected to unveil new legislation at noon that he claims paves the way to increase growth and prosperity in West Virginia in the years ahead. The discussion over redistricting, at least for Congress, is over.
The state legislature approving a new congressional map that splits West Virginia into 2 districts. Representatives David McKinley and Alex Mooney announcing they will run to represent the northern half of the state, which will be known as District 2. McKinley, the former chairman of the state Republican Party, has served in the House of Representatives since 2011. Mooney has been in the House since 2015. He served in the Maryland State Senate and as chair of the Maryland Republican Party before moving to the Mountain State. Mooney is also currently under investigation by the House Ethics Committee over how he spent thousands of campaign dollars. Representative Carol Miller announcing her election bid as well. Miller, who began serving in 2019, is running for the 1st Congressional District, which will be the southern half of West Virginia.
You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Big weekend on the campus of West Virginia State University as the school will host its first ever night football game at Lake and Ray Field and Dickerson Stadium tomorrow night. A $2 million upgrade that included installation of lights, turf, and new bleachers. Director of Athletics Nate Burton.
We can have student athletes come here and look at our facilities, and now our facilities aren't one of the reasons why they choose to not come to West Virginia State University.
From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
$3.5 trillion. That's the cost of the reckless spending plan President Biden and the Washington extremists are rushing through Congress. Their socialist plan will bankrupt America and force West Virginia taxpayers to foot the bill for abortions, even painful late-term abortions. Thankfully, Senator Joe Manchin is standing strong, opposing this reckless spending spree and taxpayer-funded abortions. But Senator Manchin is under enormous pressure from Washington liberals to cave to their extreme agenda. Biden and Pelosi are intent on forcing West Virginians to pay for abortion on demand, even up to the moment of birth when babies can feel excruciating pain. West Virginians need to thank Manchin for standing strong. Call Senator Joe Manchin at 202-224-3954. Thank Manchin for opposing Biden and the socialists in Congress. Tell him to stand strong against their plan to bankrupt America and force West Virginians to pay for abortions. Paid for by Susan B. Anthony List.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
Hi, it's Hoppy Kercheval inviting you to join me weekdays, 10 till noon for Statewide Talk Line. We talk about the big stories affecting us in West Virginia. We talk with top political figures, sports personalities, and sometimes just us folks talking, all offering our opinions on what's happening today. 10 till noon, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
You know, Wade, I am halfway through of doing a tell-all book. And a lot of people say, we know you know a lot of things that are going on that last 40 years of your career that maybe you don't want to share with people. Why do you want to share all that stuff? I think people should know about drugs and stuff. Maybe I shouldn't, because sports, entertainment, movies, whether you like them or not, it's a diversion. And I guess we need a diversion in this world. But let me ask one of my favorite entertainers, not named Denzel Washington or Robert De Niro. How do you like that intro, Butch?
Okay, that's good company.
It's a diversion, right? It's a diversion, sports, entertainment, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Although you could find controversy in everything, especially in Hollywood. You know,
Okay.
baseball, football, emails.
Yes, you definitely find controversy.
I figured if I wrote a real nice book, like so-and-so's a really good guy, you know, the Steelers are a great company, the NFL commissioners that I know are good people, nobody would buy the book. But if you lace it with some, I didn't know they did that. They were selling drugs in the clubhouse. You know, they were doing this. You know what? Unless I make $1 zillion, maybe I won't finish the book. Give me some advice, Butch. Because you know what? I can write about entertainment, too, especially my last confrontation with the Stones.
Well, tell us about that.
Well, no, you know, I was in charge of the bubble. We had all the supervisors for the staff management and all that stuff, all the biggies. And I was reminded how they rented out Heinz Field and that. And I really can't go into too much detail, but I'd asked this one gentleman who tried to get in the bubble, where's his press pass? He said, I don't need one. And I said, okay. Here I find out he's the big-time supervisor. And he wasn't very pleasant to me, which is okay. And I can't go into detail because I was not a reporter when I'm working for the security. But I realized that my job was important, not letting people in the bubble, because if there was going to be just one COVID-19 positive during the day, there was a possibility of the concert being canceled.
Yeah, that would be pretty serious.
But just don't call me mate. Mate? I know half of them are from England, you know. Then the one guy I was having fun with, the guy who I talked to most of the time because he was telling me I was doing a good job, and I said, do I get a raise? He said, that's not on my scale. He kept calling me mate. So I said, you know what? I have a cup of coffee here. Call me coffee mate. And he said, okay, coffee mate, nice job. But I've learned through the past, working with groups, that, you know, it's a very difficult thing when you're in a big city like Boston or New York or even Pittsburgh or even in Wheeling down to West Banco when they had Elton John. You know, you want to do your job if you're putting on a show, and you got to make sure everything is 100%. So whatever.
Right.
No. But the Rolling Stones got about $180 from me merchandising. That's about what I made after taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you had a good time, though, right?
My wife I wanted to wear the shirt too. It's very pretty, purple, all kinds of colors. You know what? It was made in Taiwan. And the T-shirt, which cost me $55, $110 for two, because, you know, Billy had to get one to wear on Facebook here. It was like tissue, how thin the cloth was, you know?
Oh, boy.
It probably cost $1.50 to make in Taiwan or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of restaurants were short on plastic straws. Well, guess where they come from? Not the United States.
Well, we should not be using plastic straws anyway, Bill.
What should we use?
You can get metal straws, you can get wooden straws, you can get paper. Remember paper straws?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
That's much more ecologically sound. Plastic lives in the environment forever.
Yeah, but you can recycle plastic. Of course, not everybody recycles a straw.
It's much more difficult to recycle plastic than it is these other things. Plastic has to have certain components in it that will allow it to be broken down. So that's why it's actually better to avoid plastic straws, Bill, if you possibly can.
Okay, what about all the bottles of water we drink?
Again, avoid those plastic containers.
Yeah, but there's nothing in glass anymore, really.
Well, true, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a shame. We need to be a less disposable society. We need to recycle everything. We're burying ourselves in just trash just everywhere.
Well, how about Wade and I? We're old. Are we going to become Soylent Green?
You may, Bill.
Yeah.
You may.
Wade, did you ever see Soylent Green? When you die, you become food for people.
Well, actually,
Wade, Wait, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm just running that over my mind.
Yeah, watch the movie Soylent Green with Charlton Heston. Because at the end he says, Soylent Green is, as he's dying, people. Okay. Let's talk about some fun things. Have you seen the new Bond movie? Have you seen the new Bond movie?
Yes, I did. I saw it last week, last Friday.
Okay,
It came out.
okay. Am I going to be displeased with the ending? Don't tell me the ending, but am I going to be happy or sad with the ending? Because everybody's telling me the ending is sad.
The ending is I think, gratifying and appropriate.
Inappropriate?
So it is appropriate.
It is appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Well, there's going to be another one, I guess.
Yeah, there'll be another one. It says at the end, you know how at the end of every James Bond movie it says James Bond will return? Yeah, it said it. I waited in the theater to make sure.
Then Daniel Craig won't be in it anymore. I think that's a sad
No
thing.
more Daniel Craig, yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
So it was a fitting end, I think, for Daniel Craig's tenure as James Bond. Excellent adventure, really fine. And now, if you're a James Bond fan, you're going to love it. If you're not, it's not going to change you. But I enjoyed it. My wife and I went right out, very first showing of it in Wheeling last Friday.
At the Highlands?
Yes.
Isn't that a great place?
It is.
Yeah, I like the seats. I like the sound. I like the bathrooms because they got plenty of them there. Yeah.
They had 3 cinemas running the James Bond movie. It's long. It's about 2.5 hours.
So, that's about 5 trips to the bathroom. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh man, why don't you tell me that? I gotta bring a pop bottle with me now. I wouldn't do that. Okay.
No. Okay,
but
great.
from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how did you grade the movie?
Probably 7 to 8, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of the better ones.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure it's my favorite one, but it's definitely.
What's your favorite Bond movie?
It's really hard to. I like. I'm sentimentally Dr. No and Goldfinger I like a lot, but of the more recent ones, I like Skyfall. I think that would be.
Yeah, that's one of my
favorite ones.
Yeah. As a kid, I loved Goldfinger, a naked lady on the bed, face down, painted gold. Oh, that was my dream for a while.
Yeah. My dad took me to that movie. I said, Dad, why did she die just because she was painted gold? He had to explain it to me that your skin breathes too. And if you can't breathe through your skin, then you die. So
trivia question: if you win, you get an 8x10 autograph of Lola and signed by Lola Miller, because I heard that the next Bond is going to be a female, and I think Lola's going to be, auditioning for it because she'd make the perfect Bond.
I have heard some of that speculation, but Barbara Broccoli, who is the executive producer of that series, says no. Yeah. James Bond will not be a woman. Maybe a black man, but
Hey,
but not a woman.
I was surprised to see my favorite actor, Denzel Washington, playing a cowboy in The Magnificent Seven. He can play anything he wants because he's good.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a beer with him, but Denzel's like this. Even if I flew your butt into Wheeling or Pittsburgh and we meet at the airport, you can't wear your Yankees hat. And he'll probably say, you're right, Mr. DeFabio, since you're picking up dinner. All right, but he's my favorite.
How about Mets? Can he wear a Mets cap?
Yeah, not a Yankees.
Oh, okay. Just not Yankees.
That's why I lost respect for Wade, because he told me Tuesday, mistake on his part, he's a Yankees fan. And now he's a Dodgers fan, too.
Well, he didn't remember that you have an affinity for Boston, so,
well, that's
problem,
true. That's
right?
true. So is that the only movie you've seen recently?
That is, although I've got plans to see. There's some others that are coming out that looks good. The movies coming up look really pretty cool. There's one of my favorite guys is Wes Anderson, director. He's got a movie out now called The French Dispatch. I may have to go to Pittsburgh to see it, but it looks hilarious. It's got a great cast, including Bill Murray. He's in all of the Wes Anderson movies.
Oh yeah.
Really, I mean, a really funny filmmaker. So that's coming up. I'm really looking forward to that. Dune is about to hit theaters too.
I didn't like the original Dune.
I did not either. But the buzz on this one is it looks like it's going to be pretty good. I have to see it because my wife loves Timothée Chalamet, and anything he's in, we have to go see. So but I'm curious about this. I'm not a huge science fiction fan, but I like the book Dune a lot. So maybe the new The new film version will be good. There are a couple of musicals coming out too. I'm not a huge musical fan, but my wife is, so I do pay attention to it. Right now, Dear Evan Hansen is playing in cinemas. It was hugely acclaimed when it was on Broadway. It's being badly panned as a movie.
Good.
So so I don't know. I don't know myself. I've not seen it, but I've heard that. Not as badly as Cats. Cats is probably reigning as the worst all-time good musical turned into a terrible movie.
What's that? Cats? C-A-T-S?
Cats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cats.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So the big one I'm waiting for, as far as musicals goes, is West Side Story. I love the original, but the new one looks like it's going to be pretty good too. So and it's directed by Steven Spielberg.
Whoa.
So,
Too bad that musical couldn't be at the Capitol. Maybe if I win the Powerball, I'll call the right people and we get West Side Story here. How about that?
That would be great. It's a really good musical.
I can't wait to see. I hope I'm living for when Fiddler on the Roof's on, but I want to see that because I saw the movie back in '72, and I said I don't want to go see the Fiddler on the Roof, and then I'm humming that soundtrack for about weeks and weeks and weeks. If I was a rich man, now I want to see it on stage.
Yeah. Oh, you should. You definitely should.
All right. Hey, by the way, you don't have to go to Pittsburgh to see some of these because when you go through Washington, you stop by Bridgeville. They got a big cinema.
Yeah, I know, but I've checked, and the closest place I can see the French Dispatch though
is what? Hello, Butch. Butch, are you all right? Butch.
I'm fine.
We lost you. What happened here, Wade? Okay, we don't know what happened, so we got you back.
Okay, so what I said was the closest place you can see the French Dispatch is at AMC at the waterfront in Pittsburgh.
Well, you can take your wife to dinner there too. See?
Well, I could, yeah.
A good, a good dinner, happy wife. That's all you need. Movie.
That's it. Happy wife. A couple of my very good friends playing in and around the Ohio Valley this weekend. Daniel Welsh is playing at the 19th hole this evening, 6 o'clock. Stop on by for Dan Welch. Tomorrow at Luna Blue over in Smithfield, Ohio, Adrian Niles and Logan Seidler are going to be playing. Actually, that's tonight. I'm sorry, tonight. Starting at 9 o'clock. That's Adrian Niles. Really good.
Oh, yeah, really good entertainer, yeah.
I love Adrian. I've had him on the radio a few times. They're at Luna Blue out in Smithfield tonight, starting at 9. Tomorrow, you can catch Daniel Welsh at the Barrel House Brewery right there at Center Market, 4:30 p.m. So, late afternoon gig for Dan Welsh over there. And my very good friends, the Muddle, that's their real name, they're playing at the Wildlife Lounge over in Cambridge tomorrow night. So I know that's happening. Also, probably the most important one is Mystery Theater. That's tonight. Tonight. We're doing Johnny Be Dead down at the View. $20, all it takes. That's your dinner and the show. Yeah. $20, cheap date. And it's fun. It's really funny. It's a good time. We start about 7 o'clock. We're done right around 9:30, 9:45, something like that. You're going to have a great time. Yeah. If you're interested in making reservations to see that, you should definitely make reservations in advance. We'd like to know how many people we're going to have there. But we're definitely doing the show tonight. Call this number, 304-845-9810. That's for Grandview Park, and the View is right in Grandview Park. Once again, that number is 304-845-9810. 845-9810. For reservations, call now. It's a whole lot of fun.
It sure is. And you can't beat it for $40 and a tip, For two people. For two people. Good food, good entertainment. You'll go home saying, man, what a great night I had.
Yeah.
I could be your PR guy,
You could.
Yeah. You don't have enough money, though, to hire me full time.
That's all right. I've done PR for that was my job.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. You've done a little bit of everything. You should write a book.
Hey,
I probably should.
Yeah.
Butch, getting back to Bond, don't be surprised if the next Bond isn't Idris Elba.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that name floated around.
Who's that, Wade?
I first became aware of him. He played a very bad character in the TV series The Wire.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. What was his character's name? Do you remember?
Not offhand, but he did not have one speck of a British accent, even though he's British.
Yeah. He's actually English. He's and they've had Australians, they've had Welsh. I think of everybody. Well, Pierce Brosnan was English as well. So yeah. He's a black man, and he's done a lot of stuff. Including, I think he did the Jungle Book and
I know who he is. Yeah,
I know he was in that.
Yeah, good
yeah.
actor.
Stringer
that's
Bell.
Yeah.
Stringer Bell. That was his character in The Wire.
That was the character. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. I think he'd be a great James Bond.
Yeah. I always thought I'd make a great James Bond, but the way I look, the way I act, and I'm stupid, I would have made a great Columbo. Are you ready for the oldies?
I am. Let's do that.
Let's do it. Let's make some magic. On this date in 1951, 3 weeks before I would have turned one, I Love Lucy debuted on CBS TV for 20 years and a half. Lucille Ball would be a TV regular. She did take 1956 off. Why? To have little Ricky. Oh, isn't that cute? Had nothing to do with it, though. She starred in Wildcat on Broadway that year. So, the hell with the baby. I'm going on Broadway. But I love Lucy. I love Lucy and Desi and the characters. Fred, who I understand enjoyed alcoholic beverages on the set, but that's okay. But I love Lucy. I still watch the best of Lucy. I have the Lost Episodes, which was still sealed till I unsealed it about a month ago because I thought I knew every episode. Did you like Lucy, Butch?
Oh, love Lucy. Who doesn't love Lucy?
There's somebody out there. On this date in 1971, one of my favorite acts was booed off the stage. Rick Nelson. You're asking, why was he booed off the stage? He didn't stick to all of his oldies. He started to sing country tunes, and they booed him in the annual Rock and Roll Revival show at Madison Square Garden, New York. He tried to slip in some of his new material. The crowd did not approve, and yes, there was negative reaction to his performance. It inspired him to write that song, Garden Party.
Yeah.
Went to a garden party, smoked some doobies. Oh, whatever. Here we go. I didn't like him, so we're not going to talk about him. Okay, so birthdays. We don't talk sports. Barry Maguire.
Yeah, Eve of Destruction guy.
Yeah, but he was one of the lead singers with the New Christie Minstrels. They had a hit called Green Green.
Yes. They were kind of the epitome of, optimistic schlock in the 60s, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I play that song, I have a lot of rant songs, as you know, because some of those songs 50 years ago still make sense today, Ball of Confusion. Did you like The Temptations?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we agree on something. We're not going to agree on this. He's celebrating a birthday, and also he was part of a song that was in the 70s that you won't like. But let's talk about Don Stevenson. Do you know him? Songwriter, played the drums on the group Moby Grape.
Oh, okay.
Were they popular? Moby Grape?
Marginally. I think they were for a while.
Yeah.
They were like in the very late 60s, I think.
Yeah.
I was a little too young to care about them much, but yeah.
Well, you're familiar with producer Gary Marshall?
Sure, yeah, television producer and movies, but mostly TV.
Well,
yeah.
his sister was Penny Marshall. That's her birthday today. Yeah. I like that. She did Laverne and Shirley, Odd Couple.
Yep.
I never watched the Bob Newhart show, but I guess she was on there. So, and she was a director for one of my favorite movies, There's No Crying in Baseball, A League of Their Own.
Yes, she was, yeah.
And she directed Awakenings, which was a scary, scary movie. And she also did Jumpin' Jack Flash. So, how old is she? Old. Oh, I didn't know she passed away in 2018.
Yeah, she died, yeah.
Sorry, Penny, if your spirit's in my studio. Okay, you ready to throw up?
Okay, that must mean 70s music is coming up.
Well, first of all, you have to wish happy birthday, because today's his birthday, to Richard Carpenter.
Oh, boy, okay.
They long to be close to you, right?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yeah, we've only just begun. Yeah. Usually we sing on rainy days and Mondays, but you're a superstar.
Uh-huh.
How about all those segues, huh?
Very, very punny.
Yeah, punny? Oh, okay. All right, I'll remember that. 1963, a silly song, number one, Sugar Shack by Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs. Didn't like it. I did like the Ronettes. They had the number 2 hit in 63, Be My Baby.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Be my. Okay, number 1 in 71. Let's tell you about number 2, Superstar by the Carpenters.
Yeah, figures.
Number 3 was Yo-Yo by the Osmonds. You had to like them.
I don't even remember that.
Number 1, Maggie May by Rod Stewart.
Good song.
Good song?
by Rod Stewart. Yeah.
1979. Number 2 was Rise by Herb Alpert. I think that had something to do with the Olympics or something. Number 3 was Sail On by the Commodores. Number 1 on Bill DeFabio's American Bandstand, 1979. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough by Michael Jackson.
That's a pretty good song. That's a pretty good song.
Let's go to number 1 in 87. You remember the group Whitesnake?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here I Go Again was number 1.
Yeah, that was their big hit. Probably their only hit.
Yeah.
You know.
And Here I Go Again. I got the thumbs up from Wade, which means we're going to the top of the hour.
Okay.
Hey, we'll talk next week, and you talk to the audience on Wednesdays, right?
Usually, but I may not be back this week because I got a new class started, so we haven't figured that out yet.
Okay.
But I'll let you know.
All right.
Okay.
Keep teaching those young ones how to grow up to be a character person.
Sounds good.
All right.
Take care, Bill. All right.
He's a character guy, very knowledgeable, you know. Good musician, good writer, good actor, good singer. And I like that he teaches at 3 different outlets in the area, all right? Working with the young ones. I couldn't work with today's youth. Nah. I'd be suspended. There'd be parents wanting my job. Nah, I wouldn't make a good teacher. Broadcaster? I'm still working at it after all these years. We got to take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk with Coach Holinka, who will be in action tonight. It's Football Friday, and we'll be back with scores and more on the Variety Show with Bill and Wade. How about that 1-2 punch?
The Watchdog is FM 98.1 W251CY, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7 W249DU, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After a federal appeals court rejected the Justice Department's attempt to halt the Texas abortion law last night, the DOJ says it will now ask the Supreme Court to vacate the appeals court decision, letting the nation's most restrictive abortion law remain in effect. It bans abortion around 6 weeks of pregnancy. ABC's Rachel Scott has more on the impact for women in the Lone Star State.
The last several weeks for women in Texas have been whiplash as this law makes its way through the courts. This does lay the groundwork for the challenge to reach the Supreme Court. And until a higher court weighs in, the reality for most women in Texas is if they want an abortion, they will have to travel out of state to get it.
A U.S. Capitol Police officer has been indicted on obstruction charges that he helped rioters hide evidence of involvement in the January 6th insurrection. Veteran officer Michael Riley is accused of deleting Facebook posts and photos after the attack. The U.S. Capitol Police chief called the allegations very serious and says it will also conduct an internal investigation. The J&J team presenting their data today to an FDA advisory panel asking for emergency authorization use for its COVID booster shot. COVID cases across the country continue to decline, even in one of the hardest hit states of this latest wave.
Driven by the Delta variant, Louisiana's fourth surge of the pandemic was devastating, with 1,400 deaths in September alone. But now, at Baton Rouge General,
the hospital itself has taken a breath with COVID.
Chief of Staff Dr. Louis Minsky has no COVID patients in his ICU, but he knows this respite may be fleeting because last year,
Thanksgiving through Christmas, congregation increase, and by January, we were in the midst of another surge.
Louisiana's governor has extended his state's indoor mask requirement. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
President Biden in Connecticut today making another push for his human infrastructure plan with a focus on extended funding for child care. You're listening to ABC News.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Large wildfires and winds, the major threat this weekend in Southern California.
Extra firefighters are on duty here today to be ready to jump on anything that may start. It will be tense for firefighters today and tomorrow. The red flag warning saying anything that does spark could have extreme fire behavior that could threaten lives while the flames run in the wind. It is hot, around 90 degrees here today. It is dry, around 6% humidity, and those Santa Ana winds blowing. Luckily, the extreme fire weather should be gone by Sunday. Alex Stone, ABC News in Los Angeles County.
Book your holiday flights sooner this year. That's the advice from travel experts. They expect prices to jump after Halloween. ABC's Victor Oquindo is at Newark International Airport and reports growing concern over vaccine mandates.
American and JetBlue requiring U.S.-based workers to provide proof of full vaccination the day before Thanksgiving, November 24th.
Now you have some unknown quantity of pilots that may go all the way and go through termination.
Captain Tager's union represents 14,000 American Airlines pilots. He says just under 4,000 are still unvaccinated.
TSA says that's about 40% of its employees also have to be vaccinated. Passing by Earth today, asteroid 2021 SM-3. NASA describes the space rock as a bit bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza. This is ABC News.
If the Oral-B IO electric toothbrush had a theme song, this would be it.
I think you're gonna wanna see this.
Oh, you're gonna want to see it, all right. Only IO technology combines Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brush head with gentle micro vibrations for a clean that'll
make you say wow.
Exactly. Get the wow of a professional clean feel every day with the Oral-B IO.
You're gonna see what everybody's talking about.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Michelle Franz on ABC News.
This is ONN. Shantae Harden, a man accused of operating at least one illegal funeral home with dealings in at least 4 counties, has been indicted by a Lucas County grand jury on more than 36 criminal charges. Olivia Eugenio with affiliate station WBNS-TV in Columbus has the latest.
According to this 37 felony count indictment filed Thursday, one of the counts is operating an unlicensed funeral home, along with counts of fraud, abuse of a corpse, and counts of representing as a funeral director while unlicensed. A search warrant from last year shows these accusations stem from at least 2016.
The state attorney general's office says its investigation spans 4 counties.
In Columbus, Olivia Eugenio.
And Democratic lawmakers are calling for immediate action on legislation to help survivors of sexual violence and abuse. Yolanda Harris has more.
4 Democratic lawmakers held a news conference at the State House to discuss House Bills 199 and 266. HB 199 would remove the cap on damages for certain violent crimes, including rape, and HB 266 would eliminate the statute of limitations for rape. Democrats say these 2 bills are extremely important. Both bills are currently in the House Civil and Criminal Justice Committees, and no additional hearings have been set. I'm Yolanda Harris.
For a look at state news anytime, visit ONNradio.com. I'm Daniel Barnett on the Ohio News Network.
Thank you for riding with the Watchdog. Live and local, just the way you like it.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Football Friday. Mostly cloudy with a few scattered showers and a rumble of thunder. A daytime high near 80 degrees. Overnight, mostly cloudy with widely scattered showers. Could be potentially heavy at times. An overnight low of 60 degrees. Scattered showers for your Saturday with temperatures in the low to mid 60s for daytime highs. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors. Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, the Watchdog.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Everywhere is freaks and Harris, dykes and fairies. Tell me where is sanity? Tax the rich, feed the poor. Tell there are no rich no more. Population keeps on breeding, nation bleeding, still more feeding economy.
If I could change the world of sports, I might have replaying baseball after that call last night. That was unbelievable. I still can't get over it. Almost threw up my pizza and my beer watching that. I'd like to change the world. How about replaying high school football? That would make all these coaches lose their hair. How do you like that, Coach Alinda? Alenka, I'm sorry.
Halenka? Well, yeah. It'd be me.
Yeah.
No, I like it the way it is.
I do too. You know, if I continue to add to this book that I'm working on, maybe I won't say all the things I saw that a lot of people don't know about because, you know, sports is very sacred. It is a diversion, although good things happen sometimes and bad things happen, especially with social media. I might put 2 pages on my life in Shadyside. Because of my heart problems, I've had visits to Shadyside Hospital in Pittsburgh, one of the best in the country as far as doctors are concerned. And then one of the best pubs I've ever been to, and this is not a free promo, but I can do what I want because I had a great hamburger there, was the Tiger Pub in Shadyside. So I've been to both Shadysides. Don't like the hospital, but I like the town. And tonight the town's going to go football crazy because you got a home game, don't you?
Yes. And it's alumni night for the band, so yeah, it'll be a fun night for them.
Well, you never leave the band out. I said it all the time. My kid was a band member. He played the trombone in the Wash High band, and I never watched the band, ever. Never cared about it because I was a football player. And at halftime, I couldn't listen to the band because I'm listening to the coach yelling at us. Come on, guys, we're only 4 touchdowns down. We go get them, you know? But when my kid was playing and they had, senior night, parents' night, I was crying like a baby for my kid on the field, you know? Because those kids work hard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
You know?
I get it. Yep.
All right, you're 6-1. You're playing Bridgeport. I don't know anything about them. I know a little bit about their coach, Fred Ray. He's been there a couple of years. Tell me a little bit about their team when they have the football.
Oh, I mean, they're a young team that's finding their way, and if you let them find their way a little too much too early, I imagine they would like to hang with us as long as they could and try to take care of business down in that fourth quarter. So, it's a game that you can never take anything. That's why they play the game. Nothing lightly.
How they look on defense?
Oh, they run very similar stuff to us. They're a 4-3 team, and so it's kind of like a scrimmage against ourselves and what they do. So maybe in that sense, it's an advantage for us.
Okay,
but probably for them too.
Oh yeah, I was going to say. I'm trying to look. Instead of me looking it up, I miss Biff because Biff helps me produce all this stuff. What's the rest of your schedule look like?
One left, Bill, and that's Monroe Central.
Okay.
We'll be game 10 next week.
So you're looking pretty good as far as points, numbers are concerned for the postseason?
Well, yeah, we're going to be in the postseason. Exactly where we're going to finish is still up in the air, but that'll come down a lot to us taking care of our final business and bonus points. Bonus points will play a lot and it's also going to come down to what a few other teams do in these next 2 weeks. Some of the ones that's in the upper echelon, the top four.
So tonight you're honoring the band. How about your seniors?
Seniors, they do senior night actually at our place, the first home game of the year.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, refresh my memory. How many are you going to lose?
We're going to lose 10.
Okay. All right. And I see your feeder system. I said, well, you only have about, 8 juniors, a few sophomores, and a lot of freshmen. So, you have some depth coming up. Young ones, you'll teach them how to win.
Well, we'll try. I hope so.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm just going to ask you a key to a victory, and then I'll let you go.
Well, I'm going to tell you a key to your victory. The more you stay out of the Tiger Pub in Shadyside, the more you'll stay out of the hospital in Shadyside, Pennsylvania. You know what I'm trying to say?
Wait a second. Could you repeat that? I got confused at the first Shadyside. Go ahead.
That first the Tiger Pub Shadyside, it causes you to will end up making you think more visits for your heart to the Shadyside PA hospital. You know what I'm trying to say? If you eat too many of those burgers and fries.
Yeah, but I just had one, which was like eating 4. I couldn't believe how big it was. And I got a big mouth, and I couldn't take a bite out of it. I had to cut that burger up.
Okay.
Well, Plus, when I told them I knew you, they charged me double. No. That was a great place. I just love the atmosphere. The people were really friendly. And I didn't go in there like Tony La Russa. Hey, you know who I am? I just said I was here for the game. I enjoyed the place. And how'd you hear about us? I said, well, the coach told me about it on the radio, Coach Alenka. But everybody was good. The price was right. I didn't want to leave. Especially when I went right by the football field. I got lost. You know me. I get lost in Wheeling.
Yeah, you get lost in that loop.
Yeah, and I wasn't even looped. By the way, I had lemonade with my burger, okay?
All right.
That's
good then.
All right. Well, good luck to you. We'll be talking to you down the road. And, thanks for everything all year. And I just hope year 2 is going to be as good as year 1 for you and the Tigers. How's that?
Okay, thank you, Bill.
And tell Janie, the wine lady, to call me.
Okay, when I see her, I will.
All right, or else I'm not going to say she's your number 1 fan anymore.
I don't see many of them at the game, and you got to go to weddings to find her. So
that's true. Problem. She's got to make a buck, and she's very good at weddings, receptions, bar mitzvahs. She does it all.
Right.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck, and we'll talk soon. Yeah. By the way, Shadyside Hospital is one of the best hospitals, especially for cancer patients and whatever. They have great doctors. I know because the Steeler team doctor tells me all this stuff, and I do research on these doctors. There was one doctor I couldn't see for 9 months. He was supposed to be one of the best specialists for prostate cancer. Oh, we'll see you in about 9 months for your first appointment. I had to open a door. Hey, I'm Mr. Rooney. Can you make a phone call for me? The next day, 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm at Shadyside talking to the specialist. Sometimes it helps to know people. That's what I could do about the book. Opening doors for me without nepotism. Because I can't have nepotism in my business. All my family's in Italy. They can't even spell nepotism. But some very important people in Boston and in Pittsburgh opened a lot of doors for little Billy. And they made me what I am today. A freelance reporter who's done everything. A PA announcer who has worked every sports league. Now I'm doing security. Would I work the Stones again? I'll stay home and get high on lemonade or whatever. You know, Wade, the more I think about it, I might have to take a few chapters out of the book. You know, because I've seen people with to deal with controversy. They have a lot of people hating them. I don't want my legacy to say, hey, that DeFabio told us stuff we didn't know, we didn't want to know. So I'll write about good things, charity events I've done, some great people I've known, like Tunchioken. You know, getting to know Villanueva, who had me crying when he told me as a ranger in the Army, he carried a lot of his buddies, you know, and put them in body bags. That made me throw up too, listening to him. Then becomes a good football player. I will give you a reaction, probably in the book, when I said, you know, half of these guys in this room said they would go to war. And he goes, oh, yeah, I bet they would. I hate when athletes say that, oh, I'll go to war with him. Yeah, I'll be in the trenches with him. Well, guess what? I wouldn't want half of you guys near me in a war in the trenches. Stick to football. Stick to baseball. Stick to WWE or WWA. Sounds like a radio station. All right? But you hear that a lot. Oh, I'll go fight with him. Sure you will, in the alley somewhere. Okay, in case you missed it, and I just lost it, hold on. In case you missed it, we had 2 games for you here. 4 great teams. Of course, just 2 results. And now I can't find them. And I had them here for Coach. Here we go. I had them circled. John Marshall and Brooke. It was all John Marshall, 41-6. John Marshall won without Brad Paisley playing quarterback. That's just a joke, folks. That was a good night for St. Clairsville. I would not want to be at a film session today with Coach Young because Central, they took it on the chinny chin chin. St. Clairsville 35, Wheeling Central nothing. Turnovers, yes, quite a few by Central, okay? I don't know what points or whatever, don't care. You know, a couple of weeks we'll know who's in the playoffs and who's not. I don't want to speculate because that's a nasty word, speculate. I will say this. The Eagles had a great comeback last night. Not enough. Hey, how about Antonio Brown? You know, he really looked good last night. Yeah, it's hard to believe that a long time ago in another galaxy, he was a Pittsburgh Steeler. Brady was 19-22 before missing 3 straight passes late in the second quarter. All right? But he looked good. You know, I want him. I wouldn't want to go to war with him because he's too pretty. Wouldn't want him to get dirty in the trenches. But I'll tell you what, if I needed somebody to win a game, I think it's Tom Brady. Sure, you're going to say he couldn't beat the New York Giants twice, but it took a couple great plays to beat the Patriots in those Super Bowls, or else Tom Brady would have 9 rings, okay? But he threw 2 touchdown passes. I thought when they picked up Leonard Fournette, because I remember him running over the Steeler defense a few years ago, that was going to be big for their offense. But they don't need offense. I'm worried about Tampa's defense, all right? And a lot of people in Tampa is worried about Tom Brady's thumb. He's got an injured thumb. I would take Tom Brady in a big game with an injured thumb and an injured ankle and a groin injury, soft tissue, all right? Buccaneers improved to 5-1. And Philadelphia traded their great tight end, Ernst, is that his name? They traded him to Arizona. Go figure. He was the face of that team. They got problems in Philadelphia. And they got problems in St. Louis. Can you still believe they fired their manager after he wins 17 straight during the regular season, gets to the playoffs? You know what it came down to? I guess he disagreed with the general manager and ownership, who I understand after making some phone calls, that's not the best liked organization in baseball. They're really into analytics. And the manager was old school. Well, you think Dusty Baker cares about analytics? And he's been around for a long, long time. Sometimes I think teams go too far with this analytics.
That franchise doesn't tolerate mediocrity either.
That's true. But the coach was a winner for you, you know? I don't know. There's more to come. He'll get a job somewhere. You know, they didn't fire any of his coaches. Usually they fire coaches. Then, you know, Yankees fired a couple of coaches, but they're keeping Aaron Boone.
I know a franchise I'd like to see him go to.
Where?
Right up the river.
Up there? Oh, yeah, the Wild Things. I got you. Oh, there's no river between here and Washington, PA. Okay, go up the Pike. How about that? I like Derek Shelton. I mean, he only has so much to work with, Wade. He's got a couple of what might be future superstars, but we know what happens when after 4 or 5 years you're real good as a Pirate. You ended up in a Yankee uniform, or you go to a rich team, or whatever. Give Derek Shelton some time, all right? Give him a couple of more years. I like Hayes. I like this guy, Cruz or Perez or whatever. He's about 6'7", reminds me of Willie McCovey, all right? You know, they got some pitching. You know, they got Reynolds, who's a pretty good player, especially with the glove. But I've said this so many times. I just want to see a 500 year. I want to talk about the Pirates' chances of the playoffs in mid-August, not about next year's schedule. Speaking of schedules, I love the Penguins' schedule. I would have bet my house to Wade, and he'd probably have to be moving in it, because I would have bet that the Penguins start the road trip 0-2 and couldn't gather a single point. Here they leave Florida, beating two top-notch teams, well, winning one, and they get a point out of the overtime with the other. But they come home winning 3 out of 4 points. Not bad. Now they play Chicago Saturday night. The stage is set. Sounds like a promo for WWE, WWE, okay. I worked for WEEP. Weep, yeah. Weep for DeFabio in the mornings. That was my promo. But we had ratings. We were number 2 in the city. But that was a long time ago in another galaxy. But I kind of like the fact they're playing the Chicago Blackhawks, who they've won, 3 in 6 years Stanley Cups. They still got some oldie but goodies on their team. And I hope their goaltender's in the net Saturday. What a homecoming that would be for Marc-Andre Fleury going up against his teammates, ex-teammates. Of course, without Malkin and Crosby. Crosby might be playing within a week. Malkin, he's still drinking vodka in Moscow. He's not going to be around for a while. But wait till they get those two back. This is a gritty team. And I said it with Bob Grove. I think Mike Sullivan, if he isn't, he's top 2 or 3 best head coaches in the National Hockey League. And he's going to coach the U.S. hockey team in the Olympics. You got to be good to do that. And then the Penguins play 8 home games, starting with Chicago Saturday night. Circle October 19th. Bring the Kleenex out, because the Penguins, even on their pregame show, they're going to show you live updates from the arena as the Penguins honor Mike Lang. Oh, there'll be a lot of teardrops there. And I guess everybody entering the arena, and when they exit the arena, usually Alvis exits the arena, it'll be the fans, they will be given like postcards with all of his great lines. We'll go over those next Tuesday. Maybe I'll get Jay Caulfield on, okay? That's good. The Mountaineers, Ohio State, they will not win or lose this weekend because they got a bye week. Yeah. Mountaineers basketball, oh, I love Coach Huggins. I've spent some time with him. What a character, let's put it that way. What a successful coach. Should be in the Hall of Fame. What's wrong with that? Over 800 wins? Who votes for these guys? Anyhow, the Mountaineers picked 5th in the Big 12 preseason poll. You want to guess who number 1 is? Well, if you guess Jayhawks of Kansas, you're right. Yeah, the Jayhawks and the Mountaineers, these were all picked by the coaches in the preseason poll. Kansas is number 1. Texas is number 2. Baylor, the defending champion, I think they have 3 of 5 starters back. They also have the AP Big 12 Player of the Year, Jared Butler, back, and also Davion Mitchell and a guy named Tig. Messiah? I don't know. His last name's Tig. At least I got that right. But Kansas has 3 seniors coming back. And, of course, West Virginia guard Taz Sherman is coming back. He was selected as a Big 12 preseason honorable mention. How do you like that? All right? I think we got all that covered. We got the Penguins. Yeah, they lost to Florida. How about Florida taking, 8 or 9? They gave the Penguins 8 power play opportunities. They're supposed to be a great team. Well, 70 games from now, they better not be doing all those time spending in the penalty box. And speaking of hockey, I think there's a hockey game tonight, right? Yep. The Nailers are playing a preseason game. Then they start the regular season at Fort Wayne. Maybe they'll pull the Penguins. You know, Fort Wayne's celebrating their cup championship. Maybe they'll be too emotional with the game, and the Nailers are still victory. The Penguins did it with Tampa Bay. I still couldn't figure that out. Tampa Bay has so much talent, and the Penguins controlled from the opening puck to the closing bell, so to speak. Baseball, really don't want to talk about it. If you have an opinion on that call made by the umpire, he did swing, he didn't swing. Of course, he said, well, we don't have the privilege of instant replay. Okay, human error. I'll go for that, because I never, ever want to see a robot working the bases. You think we'll ever see a robot behind home plate, Wade?
I hope so. The object is to get it right.
Yeah, but you need the human element. You want a machine back there?
Well, you got the human element last night, didn't you?
Okay. Yes, there was a boo-boo made. It wasn't a big game, though, was it? Even some of the announcers went berserk. Whatever. It shouldn't have happened, but it did happen, so let's not worry about it. But you had two great teams. Granted, Max probably would have struck out the guy who was batting 177, and he was one hit out of 18 attempts. Not very good, but like I said at the beginning of the show, one pitch could have been a fastball, up and in. Guy hits a home run, the Giants win. Simple as that. Now, I don't know if any Giant fans are jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. Maybe some of the Giant players are there, but it was not a proper way to end a game. Credit the Dodgers. You know, they scored the one run in the ninth inning, and they're going to the World Series. So this is what I'd like to see. You ready, Wade? They're your Dodgers, right? And they're my Red Sox. How about that for a World Series? Mookie Betts going up against his old teammates. Dave Roberts, who helped the Red Sox win a championship in, 2004 or whatever, stole that base. I don't know if they won or lost that game, but that was an exciting move made by the manager. And Alex Cora would find a way to beat Houston because he knows all those guys. He was the one, I don't know if he was banging on trash cans. He says he lives with that every day of his life. If I cheated like that and everybody knew about it, I'd probably think about it. But you know what? Alex Cora knows how to run a baseball team, in my opinion. And Dave Roberts, I like him. I probably won't like him. All I want, Wade, I want it to go 7 with the best team winning. How's that? And I don't want 4.5-hour ball games. Maybe you want to place a bet on this series when they get to it?
We'll talk off the air.
Yeah, we will. We have some famous. By the way, give the Ribs place a plug. He brought me in. He's brought me. You want to do that? Okay. Where are they located? What town? You can mention.
It's Wheeling.
All right, it's in Wheeling. He brings me. The other day, he brought me cookies and stuff. He must really like me, and I like him. He's a good guy. You know, get to work with him. I get to work with him and Lola. You know, I can't complain as far as preparation for the show. But he brought me in cookies. And he brought me some ribs today. Not barbecue, just rib rubbed. Oh, my goodness. You know, I wanted him to take a break so I could finish his plate while he wasn't in the producer's room. But Wade, I'm going to take this time out right now because I'll forget later. It was enjoyable working with you all week. Your insight on music and sports has been very helpful in making me better than what I am. How about that? How do you like that, Wade?
Come
okay.
on, Bill. You're a consummate pro.
All right, I am. I'll be honest. Wade, you sucked. Okay? I don't want to work with you anymore, Wade. No, thanks a lot, man. You've been very good. And good luck on the golf course.
Thanks, Bill.
All right. Good guy, Wade. All right. A lot of good people working here, although there's only 6 of us. Biff will be back next week. I haven't heard from him. That means he has spent most of the week on the golf course. What a family guy. The family does everything. They go golfing together on Thursday, then they go out to dinner, okay, together. Now they go on vacation together. Cool. Biff's cool until he starts talking about Notre Dame football. Then I want to throw up. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back after I go to the bathroom.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Chris Lawrence. Debate underway on the House floor in Charleston this hour about a proposal that would force private business owners to allow exemptions in any vaccine mandate, a measure put forward by Governor Jim Justice, who says it simply codifies what's already federal law for religious and health-related exemptions. Delegate Heather Tully of Nicholas County is a nurse, and she backs the bill.
There are no hard and fast rules, and so I think that's why this bill gives some flexibility and some laterality to individuals, and I think that we need to defer to those individuals.
However, business owners fear the measure could open them up for a wide array of lawsuits. Meanwhile, Governor Justice is expected to unveil new legislation at noon that he claims paves the way to increase growth and prosperity in West Virginia in the years ahead. The discussion over redistricting, at least for Congress, is over.
The state legislature approving a new congressional map that splits West Virginia into 2 districts. Representatives Stephen McKinley and Alex Mooney announcing they will run to represent the northern half of the state, which will be known as District 2. McKinley, the former chairman of the state Republican Party, has served in the House of Representatives since 2011. Mooney has been in the House since 2015. He served in the Maryland State Senate and as chair of the Maryland Republican Party before moving to the Mountain State. Mooney is also currently under investigation by the House Ethics Committee over how he spent thousands of campaign dollars. Representative Carol Miller announcing her election bid as well. Miller, who began serving in 2019, is running for the 1st Congressional District, which will be the southern half of West Virginia.
You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Big weekend on the campus of West Virginia State University as the school will host its first ever night football game at Lake and Ray Field and Dickerson Stadium tomorrow night. A $2 million upgrade that included installation of lights, turf, and new bleachers. Director of Athletics Nate Burton.
We can have student athletes come here and look at our facilities. And now our facilities aren't one of the reasons why they choose to not come to West Virginia State University.
From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on The Watchdog. I'm John Thayer. The Dodgers beat the Giants last night in game number 5, 2-1. The Dodgers will play the Atlanta Braves now in the NLCS. Game 1 is tomorrow. Tonight it's game 1 of the ALCS as the Red Sox play the Astros in Houston. Chris Sale goes for Boston, Framber Valdez for Houston. The NCAA Women's Basketball Committee and the Oversight Committee voted yesterday unanimously on a proposal that would expand the championship field for women's basketball from 64 to 68 teams. The proposal now advances for consideration by governance committees. A final determination is expected next month. The NASCAR Cup Series playoffs continue on Sunday afternoon. It's the first race of the round of 8. They're at Texas Motor Speedway. Download the Score app today. Lightning fast sports alerts so you never miss a thing. I'm John Thayer with the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on The Watchdog.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on specials for cooler weather, like cute boots and booties starting at $27.99. And warm new coats for all, 50 to 60% off. And get cafe-style coffee at your fingertips with select Nespresso bundles for only $124.99. Now at Macy's. Plus, get your Macy's order faster when you pick up curbside or in store. Or try same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook. But that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
Hey, I'm going to the kitchen. Can I grab you a Coors Light?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Huh. I never knew there was a zip line in my fridge. Hey! Hey, buddy! Yeah! You got 2 Coors Lights up there?
You got it! Always brewed down to 34 degrees. With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go. 2 Coors Lights.
Awesome, man. Wow, these are really cold.
That's the only way I deliver it.
Sure. I mean, you being a mountain climber and all.
Yep.
You probably need a pretty warm coat in there, huh?
Yep.
Hey, Ben!
Yeah!
Ask him if he has any nachos.
You got any nachos in there?
No.
Just icy cold Coors Light?
Yep.
That makes sense. It is the Rockies.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
I'm Josh from Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. I hope you are staying healthy. We continue to respond to structural, fire, and water emergencies. We are combating COVID-19 with our highly trained staff and latest disinfection systems, providing preventative and reactive disinfection to facilities around the region, while working with area hospitals on isolation areas and air filtering. At Panhandle, we continue to follow social distancing and hygiene protocols. We are dedicated to our community, and together, we will get through this.
Hi, it's Hoppy Kercheval inviting you to join me weekdays, 10 till noon for Statewide Talk Line. We talk about the big stories affecting us in West Virginia. We talk with top political figures, sports personalities, and sometimes just us folks talking, all offering our opinions on what's happening today. 10 till noon, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard.
WKKX and WVLY. Voted coolest couple in their high school year.
Hello, everyone. It's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. I'm a private real estate investor who can solve your real estate problems fast for cash. Do you want to sell and just be Done with it? Okay, great. I buy vacant property, boarded up houses, pre-foreclosures, and inherited properties. I also buy apartment buildings, rental portfolios, divorce homes. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. I look forward to solving your real estate problems today. Call me today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there is one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. Being in business for over 50 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Hi, Toppy Kirchville. Join me weekdays at 10 o'clock for Talkline. We'll talk about the big stories affecting us in West Virginia, top political figures, sports personalities, sometimes just plain folks offering their opinions on what's happening today. 10 till noon, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
The Eastern world, it is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war, but what's that gun you're toting? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating. But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel the fears I'm feeling today? If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to save with the world in a grave. Take a look around you, boy. It's bound to scare you, boy. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe.
Oh, I believe we're on the eve of destruction. By the way, the price of everything has gone up. Take it from me, I was shopping at Giant Eagle last night, and $150 got me 3 or 4 of those little plastic bags. Price of everything's gone up. Been to the gas pumps lately? Okay. Your gas you use to heat the house going up lately? It's going to go up. Almost all my utilities have gone up because I do a lot of research, 10 to 13%. My water bill's going up, and we hardly use any water. Probably take less showers. By the way, for those of you that are pro-guns, price of guns and ammo has gone up. Everything's gone up. But not my relationship with a lot of my people that I abuse and use because of many years of friendship. This is one of them, Ray Fittipaldo. When it comes to Steeler coverage, I don't want to make anyone mad. Between Ray, Jerry, Ed, okay? They're very good. How do you like that, Ray?
Quite flattering, Bill. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm full of BS today. I'm mad about last night. That Dodger game shouldn't have ended like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for that not to be replayable when it was an obvious check swing doesn't sit well. I don't know if the Giants come back to win that game, but you don't want to see it end like that.
And people will say, well, the guy, you know, he was batting 188. He was 1 at 18 last at bats or whatever. He was up against Max, and there was 0-2. What, he had 2 strikes on him. All it takes is 1 pitch, and he could have hit a home run. I don't care if he's hitting 500 or 050. 1 pitch, he could have hit a home run. Giants go home.
Hey, what was Francisco Cabrera batting when he had that game-winning knock in 1992? You know,
with Sid Bream running around the bases.
Yep.
Oh, that made. They showed that last night in the 3-hour pregame show, because the Braves are in the championship series. Yeah, I remember that. Sid Bream. I could run faster than Sid Bream back. Well, I think I can. I still see him huffing and puffing, rounding third. Oh, they're going to tag him. He did get tagged out, but he was safe. That was an ugly evening. ugly evening. I don't know who took the blame. Some say Barry Bonds wasn't in the right position or whatever. It's baseball. Even if that would have happened last night to the Yankees instead of the Giants, I would have felt bad. You know that?
Well, who you like now? You rooting for the Dodgers and
Red Sox.
And the Red Sox, huh?
Yeah.
Me too.
Mookie Betts went 4 for 4 last night. Okay, Dave Roberts, you know what he did to your Yankees in a playoff game? Stole that base, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, if it's Atlanta, that's okay, too. I just want to see a good World Series. I don't want an umpire to make a boo-boo. You know, I guess I want to see the video again. I know I saw him with a smirk on his face as he's running off the field. Somebody should say something to him about that. Maybe he won't be allowed to umpire for a while. That was awful for baseball.
That was. I totally agree.
And I understand millions and millions of people are jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. That's fake sports, folks. Don't go around town saying DeFabio said people jumping off the bridge in San Francisco. I know how this works. I was only kidding, all right? But 3 weeks before the first regular season game with the Steelers, I think I was right. You ready, Ray? I said after 6 games, if the Steelers are 3-3, I would be a happy trooper. It's going to happen. I can't see. I was talking to John Clayton the other day. He couldn't be on today. He's got some kind of sore throat, feeling awful. And, you know, he doesn't travel with the team anymore, I guess. And he says, you know, even with a healthy Russell Wilson, he couldn't predict a win in Pittsburgh. And I'm not a big Carroll fan. I don't think he's a good game day guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think his reputation has taken a hit since they dropped that Super Bowl to the Patriots, where they have a 10-point lead, and then they had that questionable call on the goal line there. So
yeah, you got a great running back. Why don't you give it to him? You know,
exactly.
Why don't you have Russell Wilson tuck it under his arm? Although I was happy the Patriots won, that was a bonehead call, man.
Yeah, he used to be known for his defenses. That's how they won that first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But now they're giving up, I think, the most yards per game in NFL history. That's what they're averaging. I think it's 451 yards per game. So you're not going to win many football games doing that. I guess the fact that they somehow have managed to win 2 games despite doing that is a credit to them. But the Steelers have a really, really good chance to get back to 500 if they play a good game on Sunday night.
And I got a quote here from Mike Tomlin. You talk about coaches speak, not saying bad things about the other. Let's not underestimate Geno Smith. Well, I overestimated him when he played for both New York teams, you know?
Yeah.
He's been around. He's a backup, you know? I loved him at WVU, you know? But you know what? This isn't college football. And you know what? Probably Ben will have another great day, and people say, well, he can play till he's 50 now.
You know, Bill, it's hard when Geno Smith hasn't started a game since the 2017 season. He hasn't started a game and won since the 2016 season. That's 5 years that we're talking about. Pete Carroll likes his skill set. You know, they think that they have a good backup. We'll see Sunday night, but the Steelers have been in this position a lot over the years. They've taken advantage of backup quarterbacks with that defense, so we'll see if they can do it again on Sunday.
Well, they've lost some games they should have won with backup quarterbacks on the other team, too, you know?
Only a few. They're 14-3
I didn't know
over
that.
the past 5 years against backups. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, they lost last year. They lost to Ryan Finley in Cincinnati. That was one of the losses. They lost to Alex Smith last year. Washington. He was actually started last season as the backup to Dwayne Haskins. So there's a couple right there. You know, games they maybe should have won, but 14-3 isn't a bad record.
Yeah, and, you know, I picked Seattle to have a good year, but, you know, that all changed when Russell Wilson went out. So, hey, how about Tom Brady? I guess he has a little physical problem, upper finger. Maybe that was the fingers on his throwing hands, whatever. But he still, you know, had another good game. The guy continues to amaze me. Would you say right now he's the MVP of the league after 6 games?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue. What do they have? Just 1 loss?
Yeah.
And he's playing really, really well.
Why does this happen with him? There's got to be a problem here. I think it's on Ray's side. Maybe he's got a New York Yankee decal on his cell phone. I don't know if he's going to call back. Put on a 30-second commercial or whatever, Wade, and I'll try and get a hold of him. This happens too much.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. Join me weekdays at 10:06, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe for Statewide Talk Line. I'll have guests, conversations, texts, phone calls on all the big stories affecting West Virginia. So tune in weekdays right here on FM 98.1 and FM 97.7, the Watchdog.
Hello, everyone. It's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. I'm a private real estate investor who can solve your real estate problems fast for cash. Do you want to sell and just be done with it? Okay, great. I buy vacant properties, boarded up houses, pre-foreclosures, and inherited properties. I also buy apartment buildings, rental portfolios, divorce homes. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. I look forward to solving your real estate problems today. Call me today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Well, we got Ray back. Ray, why do you do this to me? Because I like the Red Sox and you like the darn Yankees?
Yeah, I just like to mess with your Friday afternoons, Bill.
Well, you've done it now 3 weeks in a row. I don't want to suspend you, because I have a backup plan.
I know you do. I don't want to be suspended. We'll get it figured out.
Okay. It's better if you do the hard line from your house, I guess. Now I wrote that number down, and I don't know where I wrote it on. But you know what? I can't fine you, all right? But I can do this to you. You know what I mean? I don't want to do this to you, and I can't do this to you because I don't have the proper procedure to put out this song. You got it, Wade? Oh, Wade. Okay. Before the show's over, I'm going to teach you a lesson, Ray Fittipaldo, okay?
Okay.
By the way, your newspaper yesterday was pretty informative.
Oh, thank you.
I still hate getting it on Thursdays and Sundays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sunday, it's like 50 pages of ads, 50 pages of good sports.
And I usually write on Sunday, so it's worth it right there. Huh?
Okay, all right. I'm not going to suspend you, all right? I'm not going to get mad at you because you're a Yankee fan, but I'm going to do this because your Yankees are on the outside looking in.
Okay.
Take it away, Frank.
The Bachelorette is back.
Come on, Wade. Wade, I can't hear you. Okay, forget it.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes.
I thought you'd enjoy that, Ray.
I probably wouldn't have heard it till the spring, so thank you.
Oh, yeah, well, the head coach of the Nailers, his name is Army. That's his real name, Army. and he's a big Yankee fan, and he was sticking it to me how the Yankees are going to kick your Red Sox, you know what. And, of course, they didn't. And when he comes on the air here, I'll probably do it for another week. He's coming in Monday because the Nailers are going to start their season real soon. I'll introduce him to that song, just as a reminder, you know.
There you go.
And the play-by-play announcer for the Nailers is from New England, and he likes the Red Sox too. So it's 2 against 1. The bottom line is it doesn't matter if your Yankees win or my Red Sox win or they lose. These guys still get paid a lot of money, you know?
Yep.
If I was Garrett Cole, I would feel sad for about a minute, but then I would look at my checking account or bank account. $15,000 a pitch? That's not bad, you know? Somebody figured out that's what he gets, about $14,000 something a pitch.
That's not bad work if you can get it.
J.J. Watt's what, $7,000 a snap? Somebody figured it out in Pittsburgh?
Or T.J. Watt, you mean?
T.J., what did I say,
Yeah,
J.J.?
He said J.J.
Well, he made that a long time ago.
Yeah, he did pretty well for himself, too.
Yeah, what makes the difference, right? They get paid a lot of money. We do, too, because we get paid for talking and writing and all that, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Those guys. But.
Now, I said after 6 games, they'll be 3-3. Looks like I'm right for the first time in 40 years or whatever. Then the schedule gets a little bit tough. I don't think Chicago, the Bears coming to Heinz Field, is going to be a gimme with that defense, you know?
No, I mean, listen, after the bye, if they get to 3-3, Bill, it starts to get tough after that. You know, I know the Bears and the Lions are on that schedule. No offense, Lowell. I'm sorry.
She's not here.
Well, you know, she's probably listening. But, you know, the Browns are on there. So, you know, 3-3 will be okay, but they got to get some things figured out at the bye, Bill. That'd be just starting the climb back, and they're going to have to play a whole lot better in the second half if they want to get back into playoff contention.
And Ben still has some weapons, even without Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, Chase Claypool. You know, he's got a hamstring injury, but I think he'll be fine for Sunday. We'll see about James Washington. He's got a groin injury. He missed the Broncos game. You know, we'll see what they say about James a little bit later on this afternoon. But you still got Deontay Johnson, and Najee Harris is coming off his best game. So, you know, it looks like the offense is maybe starting to come around a little bit. We'll see if they can do it 2 games in a row. But as I mentioned, the Seahawks defense isn't very good. I'd be disappointed if they didn't come out and have another good game offensively.
Well, they should be, you know, well rested because last time they played was a Thursday night. And, you know, people say, well, when you go from the West Coast to the East Coast or East Coast to the West Coast, you lose some time with sleep and that. But you know what? They can sleep in Sunday morning at the hotel in Pittsburgh because they got a night game, which I don't like, and I'm sure you don't either because you might miss your time for your story.
Yeah, deadlines aren't good, but, you know, but night games are fun for the fans. And I don't think I mentioned this on Monday. Maybe I did, but Troy Polamalu, Alan Faneca, Donnie Shell, Bill Cowher, they're going to be presented with their gold jackets at halftime. So that should be a pretty cool atmosphere for the fans.
Wow. Can you get me one of those jackets when they take it off and hang it up somewhere? You know
sure.
what I mean? Yeah,
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, that's going to be cool. That's going to be at halftime?
Halftime, correct.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's great. And I guess there's more coming out of this email situation with the Washington football team now with some front office executives. So I said it during the week, it's just the tip of the iceberg with all of this, you know?
Yeah, how many, was it like 650,000 emails that had to be audited? And, you know, we saw what happened to John Gruden. And now this Jeff Pash from the league office, I guess he's their lead counsel. Looks like he's in a little bit of hot water for you know, some of the things he said via email. So
Bruce Allen,
Bruce Allen is...
and let's not forget the not too nicest guy in the world, Dan Snyder.
Yeah, well, I think this entire thing was originally about Dan Snyder and you know, his treatment of women and others in that organization. So, yeah, I think you're right. This is probably the very beginning of this, and I think a lot more people are going to suffer and have a fall from grace.
That's why, you know, I talk to a lot of young people because I use and abuse a lot of interns. You know, keep it out of the social media. If you're just joking around. Once you let it out, it's gone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the athletes, you know, are you listening, Juju? The athletes, you know, they abuse. AB, how about AB? Does he look like a Pro Bowler? I know he's got Tom Brady and not Ben there or whatever, but he just looks really good, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he did a couple of years ago when he was in his prime with the Steelers. You know, we'll see if he can keep it up over a 17-game season, but boy, he and Brady have a pretty good chemistry, don't they?
Oh yeah. It's just amazing. You know, bad guys ought to have Brady for a friend. You know, they wouldn't go to jail. All right, so you like the Steelers in an easy one, or will they have to tough it out again?
Tough it out. I don't think this team is good enough to blow anyone out. I got the Steelers 23, Seahawks 20. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Steelers come out on top.
I said 30-14.
Okay.
Geno Smith rushes for both touchdowns. How's that?
That's a good call.
I have to say that. You know, we carry West Virginia football here, so I got to be nice.
There you go.
But if he plays like he played at West Virginia, you know, maybe he'll pull the upset. Nah, I don't think so. All right. Hey, it's always a pleasure talking to you. I got your home number now. When you're at home, I'll call you on the hard line. All right?
All right, Bill. Have a good weekend. I'll talk to you.
Hey, go Yankees. Yeah. That's a good rivalry. Ray, Bill, you know what I mean? It's all in fun. You got to have fun. You know, this business is about fun. Then we get zapped again. Okay, I don't know what it is. Sorry for the dead air, folks. It's on me because I'm the quarterback, all right? It's like Ben Roethlisberger says, it's on me. I got to get better. Yeah. I can't get any worse, can I? I don't know. I had a couple little sequels there of dead air, so, you know, maybe it's because I'm a dead head. How's that sound? All right, when we come back, what are we doing, Bill? Where's your schedule sheet? Oh, how dare I forget the mayor of Steubenville, the unofficial mayor. Gino? Reno. Sounds like Gino, right? Reno, don't call me Gino, will be with us. He's the head coach at Steubenville, and we'll talk about his football team and their opponents tonight. Football Friday. Make sure you enjoy the games you're going to. Make sure you're a good fan, okay? You got to be a good fan. Please be careful when you're out there, all right? Be careful what you say. Be careful what you do. And even if it's not your favorite team out there, don't boo them or anything. They're just kids. Cheer the band tonight at a lot of places where they're honoring the band and the seniors who will never play football again on their home turf, especially the band. The band works just as hard as the players, and they don't get a whole lot of credit. Plus, their equipment costs a lot more than football equipment. I couldn't believe what my kid's trombone cost. I rented it, and it cost me a few $100s. What do you think the tubas cost? There's your assignment, Wade. Find out what a tuba costs for a member of the West Virginia Mountaineers band, okay? And then when Pitt plays Clemson, I'll check out the tuba players for Pitt, and we'll put together our numbers and see who has the cheapest tubas. Tubas, yeah, I couldn't. Maybe I could. With my big mouth, I'd make a great tuba player. We'll be right back right after this. Hour number 3 coming up right after this.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. An independent FDA advisory panel endorsing Johnson & Johnson's request for its COVID booster shot in a vote.
We do have 19 out of 19 unanimous yes votes.
Recommending the extra dose for Americans 65 and up and high-risk groups, the FDA and CDC still need to greenlight both J&J and Moderna's request. President Biden in Hartford, Connecticut this hour, visiting a child care center today, the backdrop to his latest push for his Build Back Better proposal. He says the human infrastructure plans would include funding for child care.
I know that a lot of people are in desperate need of a facility like this and child care.
The White House says the president is hoping to connect with former President Bill Clinton later today to offer well wishes. He's in the hospital recovering from a non-COVID infection and said to be in good spirits.
It's believed President Clinton will be released pretty soon. He apparently had a blood infection. His doctors say he responded well to antibiotics. His white blood cell count came down, and now they're switching to oral antibiotics. Doctors say that's often a sign that release from the hospital is imminent. He's been at University of California Irvine Medical Center since Tuesday night. Hillary Clinton's motorcade has been seen coming and going from the hospital.
ABC's Alex Stone, a California man pleading guilty today on charges he threatened a journalist after not liking the outcome of a presidential election.
Robert Lemke pleaded guilty to threatening a journalist whose statements about the outcome of the 2020 presidential election Lemke didn't like. Lemke was frustrated with the results, but rather than express himself through legal discourse, federal prosecutors said he instead sent threatening messages to the family member of a journalist. Court records quoted the message saying, "The journalist's words are putting you and your family at risk. We are nearby, armed and ready." Lemke sent a similar note to the brother of New York Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. He now faces a year or two in prison. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
You're listening to ABC News.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped below 3%, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big. You could lower your monthly payment and prepare yourself for a better financial future. But you've got to act now. Call us today at 833-8ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
With just one spray of Microban 24, your hard surfaces are sanitized for up to 24 hours. Touch after touch after touch.
So 6 hours from now?
Still sanitized.
12 hours?
Yep.
18 hours.
We're really doing this.
24 hours.
When used as directed, one spray of Microban keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria, touch after touch for, up to 24 hours.
Wow.
Microban 24. The sanitizer 4 out of 5 doctors would use in their own homes. So why aren't you?
A British lawmaker killed in a knife attack today. No word yet if it was terror-related. Constable Ben Julian Harrington.
The investigation is in its very early stages and is being led by officers from the Specialist Counter-Terrorism Command.
And more details from ABC's Tom Rivers at the Foreign Desk.
Long-serving politician from the ruling Conservative Party, David Amos, has been stabbed to death during a routine meeting with his constituents held at a church in eastern England. Amos, who's been in Parliament since 1983, was stabbed multiple times. A 25-year-old man has been arrested at the scene. A knife's been recovered, and no other persons are being sought in the attack that shocked the nation. Condolences and tributes are pouring in from up and down the country. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
For the second week in a row, suspected suicide bombers have struck a crowded Shiite mosque in Afghanistan. Details from ABC's Jordana Miller in Jerusalem.
More than 36 Muslim worshippers killed, 70 wounded at the Bibi Fatima Mosque in Kandahar. Eyewitnesses reporting 3 separate explosions that turned the house of worship into a scene of carnage. No claims of responsibility, but ISIS-K claimed last week's suicide bombing of a Shiite mosque in Kunduz. The Sunni terror group proving just 6 weeks after the U.S. withdrawal that it is a major security challenge for the Taliban.
ABC's Jordana Miller reporting. This is ABC News.
Still looking for that one special voice that makes you fall in love with podcasts? The One is out there and free on Spotify. With over 2 million shows and today's most talked about podcasts, Spotify is the best place to find that one special show that makes you laugh, keeps you interested, and keeps you listening for more. Whatever you're into, get way more into it with a podcast. Find the one you've been listening for right now, free on Spotify.
I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Shantae Harden, a man accused of operating at least one illegal funeral home with dealings in at least 4 counties, has been indicted by a Lucas County grand jury on more than 36 criminal charges. Olivia Eugenio with affiliate station WBNS-TV in Columbus has the latest.
According to this 37 felony count indictment filed Thursday, one of the counts is operating an unlicensed funeral home, along with counts of fraud, abuse of a corpse, and counts of representing as a funeral director while unlicensed. A search warrant from last year shows these accusations stem from at least 2016. The state attorney general's office says its investigation spans 4 counties. In Columbus, Olivia Eugenio.
And Democratic lawmakers are calling for immediate action on legislation to help survivors of sexual violence and abuse. Yolanda Harris has more.
4 Democratic lawmakers held a news conference at the State House to discuss House Bills 199 and 266. HB 199 would remove the cap on damages for certain violent crimes, including rape, and HB 266 would eliminate the statute of limitations for rape. Democrats say these 2 bills are extremely important. Both bills are currently in the House Civil and Criminal Justice Committees, and no additional hearings have been set. I'm Yolanda Harris.
For a look at state news anytime, visit ONNradio.com. I'm Daniel Barnett on the Ohio News Network.
More live and local programming than anyone else in the Ohio Valley. The Watchdog returns in moments.
$3.5 trillion. That's the cost of the reckless spending plan President Biden and the Washington extremists are rushing through Congress. Their socialist plan will bankrupt America and force West Virginia taxpayers to foot the bill for abortions, even painful late-term abortions. Thankfully, Senator Joe Manchin is standing strong, opposing this reckless spending spree and taxpayer-funded abortions. But Senator Manchin is under enormous pressure from Washington liberals to cave to their extreme agenda. Biden and Pelosi are intent on forcing West Virginians to pay for abortion on demand, even up to the moment of birth when babies can feel excruciating pain. West Virginians need to thank Manchin for standing strong. Call Senator Joe Manchin at 202-224-3954. Thank Manchin for opposing Biden and the socialists in Congress. Tell him to stand strong against their plan to bankrupt America and force West Virginians to pay for abortions. Paid for by Susan B. Anthony List.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your football Friday. Mostly cloudy with a few scattered showers and a rumble of thunder, a daytime high near 80 degrees. Overnight, mostly cloudy with widely scattered showers, could be potentially heavy at times, an overnight low of 60 degrees. Scattered showers for your Saturday, with temperatures in the low to mid-60s for daytime highs. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors. Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, The Watchdog.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Was so much colder then. My father was a soldier then, and times were very hard when I was young. I smoked my first cigarette at 10, and for girls I had a bad yen, and I had quite a ball when I was young. When I was young, it was more important. More pain, but the laughter much louder, yeah. When I was young.
Yeah, when I was young, I always thought North Allegheny High School, North Hills, Mount Lebanon, those were the places to be, either play or be a fan to watch high school football. Then I found this small town, well, it's not small, big small town, called Steubenville, and I always knew there were some big wigs there, Jimmy the Greek, Dean Martin, Coach Donatelli, Donnelly, when we worked with the Pirates. Never knew of this guy named Reno. Well, I was informed that Reno, A, is a character guy, good coach, winning coach. And there's nothing that I can compare to going to a football game that's not the Steubenville Big Red, because they put on a show. And tonight, another show with Cardinal Mooney. Coach, how's that for an introduction?
Well, the introduction was a heck of a lot better than the song.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Stunk.
Just because you don't know what the lyrics are all about.
Well, I mean, I understood the lyrics after a while, but the song stunk.
Okay. Well, what
the
song?
Music stunk.
What song?
Not the words, the music.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Some of the coaches have an intro song. Some of my guests. Is there a song I like to play for you to introduce you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Pray for the dead, and the dead will pray for you. How's that?
Who sings that, Coach?
Me, I just sang it.
Oh, now you're a musician, huh? I guess you've won a couple Grammy Awards.
Not a musician, a musician.
Okay, all right, Reno, okay. Hey, it's a home game. A lot of the schools are celebrating senior night, the band night. Did you already have that, or is that tonight?
No, our senior night's next week. Last home game.
Okay, university. Okay, all right. But now you got Cardinal Mooney. I can barely pronounce it, but tell me about their football team.
Well, I can tell you their record against us. They have 7 wins, and we got 3 wins. So we're hoping to improve on that tonight.
Okay. Before we talk about their offense and defense, you're pretty healthy going into your next to last game of the regular season?
Every kid that's playing tonight's healthy.
Okay. Oh, you son of a gun. Okay. All right. When you have the offense, what kind of defense will you get from Cardinal Mooney?
They'll play the even front at 4-3. They mix up a little bit man-to-man, a little bit of cover 2, a little bit of cover 3. So, they run, depending on what they're doing up front, what they do in the secondary.
Okay. And what about their offense when you play defense against them?
They're really multiple. They used to be a 100% stack eye.
Okay.
And now they've broken off into some stack eye, some, just one back, some shotgun. So they've really become a multiple offense. And so they make you prepare for everything.
You would be honest with me, because if you didn't have a good week, you'd tell me. Did you have a good, great, or fair week of practice?
We had a crappy day Monday. We had a worse day Tuesday. We had a good day Wednesday and a better day yesterday.
All right, okay. All right. Well, it should be very interesting. I don't know if I told you off the air during the week when we were scheduling this day that I had a chance to talk to one of my favorite Pirate coaches from the past under Jim Leland. Matter of fact, I liked talking to Coach Donnie before Jim Leland. Jim was not the kindest guy in the world after a loss, but I could always go to his third base coach. He's working on a movie for his book, which I think will be a great movie. And he also mentioned your name as a great character person. I'm there. Yeah, okay, I believe you.
His daughter that was went through that cancer was good friends with my middle daughter.
Yep. And when I read the book, it was tears. It was when I had him on the air for an hour, I was crying. I never usually cry over anything, but and he's such a good-hearted person,
Yeah, Rich has had 2 children pass away.
Yes.
And both of them tragically. And,
yes.
One of them played for us.
Oh, I didn't
He
know.
was our kicker, and then his other son played basketball for us, but then his middle son stayed in Texas with his mother.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's a fine person. I love talking to him before games, after games. He
doesn't let the truth get in the way of a good story either.
Yeah. He said he could tell me a lot of good stories about you. I wonder if there's some skeletons with you, Reno. Come on.
Probably. I think everybody has some skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has a closet. Some are walk-in. You agree with that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't disagree with you, Reno. I can't. I was telling Rich about the restaurant the first time I was there, and I couldn't pay for anything. Thank you, Reno. And I'm enjoying my lasagna, the best homemade lasagna I ever had. I take 2 bites, and a big tuba player starts playing near my table. I didn't know the band comes in there on band night to play.
Yeah.
That's unique.
Yeah, they go to all the restaurants in that area.
Yeah, and then the manager or the general manager said, Reno does his radio show here. And I said, am I supposed to be privileged? Am I sitting in his seat? But, well, whatever. That's a great time. And I had my picture taken with Dean Martin, that statue or whatever you have down the street there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. But Rich is a good man. And, he dropped some names about the Fast and Furious series with the producer. She said she's very interested in doing a movie. So, that's a good start. I cried during Brian's song. I know I'm going to cry during this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, Chicken Walks at Midnight.
Oh, yeah. I suggest if you can find the book, I'm sure you can find it on Amazon, paperback, read the book. I guarantee you will cry.
I have the book.
Okay. Are you going to write a book? Are you going to write a book, Reno?
I can't spell. I can talk a book. I can't write one.
Yeah, okay. All right. And there's no truth to the rumor of Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers, okay? I don't know who started that at ESPN or whatever.
I wish he would go to the Steelers.
Then you'd become a fan, right?
No, I'd still be a Packer fan.
All right. Okay. He's not going anywhere.
But I wish you would go to Steelers to keep you guys from crying. That's all you guys do is cry.
I don't cry. I don't care.
Yeah.
I traveled with them after losses. I wasn't crying in the airplane. I was enjoying my free beer and steak hoagies, You know me, a member of the media. If it's free, it's me.
If it's free, take two.
Yeah. Oh, how come when I went up your press box, they wouldn't let me take 2 hoagies?
Because you ain't christened yet. You have to be christened.
Oh, okay.
Times.
But you did give me a parking spot. Okay.
Only because you were Italian, you got a parking spot.
Oh, but if my name was Smith, you wouldn't give me a parking spot?
You wouldn't even get in the game.
All right, Reno. Go do what you do best. Get ready for tonight's game with Cardinal Mooney. We'll talk to you next week about University.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
All right. He actually, he was in a good mood. Usually he's a grumpy old man and boom, boom, boom. And yeah, I felt privileged. I walked in. Mr. DeFabio, Reno's got a parking spot for you. The coach parks right there. I said, well, whose car is that? The coach. I think I walked him in or whatever. That, I tell you what, I've been to a lot of high school games as a player because I had to sit in the stands a little bit. I was a reserve or whatever they call it, scrub. There you go. Practicing play-by-play in the stands or on the bench. Been to a lot of great venues, high school football, but nobody does it better than Steubenville, especially with that horse with the mouth coming. You ever been to Steubenville Red Stadium?
Oh, yes.
What do you think?
Very intimidating place to play.
Oh, yeah. So, I've been there, and I guess they blame the loss on me because I've been there a couple of times, and Steubenville loses, which is weird. They don't lose at home. So why don't you blame the reporter for coming to the game? Yeah, blame the reporter. Don't blame the coaching staff. But I've been there, and you know what? And kids walk in from the other team like looking around, and when Steubenville scores, the scoreboard goes nuts. It's a great venue. Of course, what else are you going to do in Steubenville on a Friday night? A lot of great restaurants, I know that. Yep. The home of Jimmy the Greek. Yeah. The home of Reno, Rich Donnelly. And, of course, one of my favorites. Going back to Houston, Houston. Do I sound like Dean Martin, Wade?
Sure you do.
Oh, you don't have to pat me on the back. You know I sucked. You should play that before the show's over because my Red Sox are playing in Houston. It's called Houston by Dean Martin. We don't have to do it now. You want to take a break since I'm 3 minutes late? All right. Nice golf hat, by the way. Don't leave it because I'll take it home. Ping. Yeah, I like that. All right. Wade's a golfer, by the way. Okay. I bet I could beat you in golf, Wade. The miniature golf course. What do you think? We got them around here? Are there miniature golf courses
Yeah,
around?
there's a couple.
Okay. All right. No, ever since the wife, when we were dating me, beat me twice on miniature golf, I haven't done that either for a while. I couldn't believe it. My wife beating me at miniature golf? She beats me in checkers, too. But I beat her in chess. Yes, sir. I'm a great chess player. No, I'm not. She's just a bad chess player. We'll be right back, right after this. The Variety Show. Bill, Ann, Wade. Lola comes back next week. I can't wait to talk to her about her Detroit Lions, who will be coming into Heinz Field to play the Steelers. That's another loss for a Michigan team. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Hoppy Kercheval inviting you to join me weekdays, 10 till noon for a statewide talk line. We talk about the big stories affecting us in West Virginia. We talk with top political figures, sports personalities, and sometimes just us folks talking, all offering our opinions on what's happening today. 10 till noon, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal. Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design, an easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tap, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF 7 News app. Just update the latest version or download the WTRF 7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
Friday nights in the fall are reserved for high school football, and the 20-year tradition continues on Metro News. It's Summit Community Bank High School Game Night with Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin, celebrating 20 years of bringing you up-to-the-minute scores, conference standings, player and coach interviews, and more. Tune in all season long to follow your favorite school. Friday nights from 9:30 to midnight. Summit Community Bank High School Game Night on this Metro News station.
This old town, everybody puts me down while I'm a face without a name, just a walking in the rain, going back to Houston, Houston, Houston. I got the holes in both of my shoes while I'm a walking case of the blues. I saw $1 yesterday, but the wind blew it away, going back to Houston, Houston, Houston. You're nuts. I haven't eaten in about a week. I'm so hungry when I walk, I sleep. When nobody calls me friend, it's sad the shape I'm in, going back to Houston, Houston, Houston.
We send that out to Alex Cora of the Red Sox. Remember when he was the bench coach for the Astros and the Astros did things that weren't too nice as far as cheating? And Alex Cora will tell you today, he thinks about everything bad that he did, although, I forgive him. I forgive almost everybody that's done something bad. Because we've all did something that, maybe we shouldn't do. Would I forgive Charles Manson? Probably not. But that was on my bucket list years ago. Put me in a jail cell with Charles Manson, and we'd probably become friends. I'd like to do a nice interview with you, Charlie. And you can play the guitar, okay? Remember, he didn't kill anybody. He just had people do that for him. But I always wanted to do that. Yeah, that would have been interesting. Probably with those eyes, Charlie would have hypnotized me. I'm watching some strange video here, Wade, and I want to cry. The Philadelphia Eagles traded one of the best tight ends in football, Zach Ertz, to the Arizona Cardinals. That's all the Cardinals need, right? Because they're pretty good this year. And they play Cleveland. The reason I haven't mentioned that game, Cleveland Browns Nation, because that's on the list for Bobby the Legend as far as my betting guy is concerned, okay? But he spent about 30 minutes at his locker after last night's game and cried like a baby. Quote from him, I thought I'd always be a Philadelphia Eagle.
That gives the Cardinals the two best tight ends in football.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That'll be an interesting game. Arizona, what are they, 4-1? Yeah, I don't know. He's going to be a featured part of that offense. Yep. Oh, boy, oh, boy. So a new deal was coming down the road. And the Eagles, they just look like they're all screwed up, like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. You know what I mean? Wasn't that the face of Jim Croce with bad Leroy Brown? His face looked like a puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. So Ertz might have a good year, but, how much will they pay him afterwards? And his Eagles came back last night. I fell asleep, or else I went back and forth to ESPN to watch the end of the baseball game over and over again. 28-22 was the loss. So 18 receptions, 2 TDs for Ertz. So, the Cardinals, they're 6 as far as offense is concerned. So I always compared Ertz to a young Travis Kelce. I love Kelce. He's a solid tight end with Kansas City. He gets hurt, they're in big trouble. Forget about the quarterback. Travis Kelce, if you watch him, when it's 3rd and 7, he always seems to get 8 or 9 yards. When they need a key, and when they're in the red zone, Kelce, all right? When the Patriots are in the end zone, AB, Antonio Brown. And to think he was a Steeler a long time ago in a different galaxy. I don't think Ertz is going to play against the Browns. Actually, that's a short drive for him, Philadelphia to Cleveland, okay? But that's Arizona. Hey, they pulled the trigger, got a good one. Whether that take them over the Heat, I don't know. Let me check on their record. Let's see. Cardinals, there, okay. Black screen? What's that mean? Now it's red? Hold on. By the way, Browns fans, this may change the odds a little bit. Chubb, with a calf injury, won't play against the Cardinals. And Ravens wide receiver Watkins is out against the Chargers. Boy, that's going to be a good game. Wow. A lot of good games this weekend. And I got to work a Sunday night. I hate Sunday nights. I hate Monday nights. I think Pitt's playing North Carolina on a Thursday night. Give me a break. But that's whatever. Whatever. College football always used to be on a Saturday, except for Thanksgiving, right? I remember the Steelers starting at 12 o'clock. Game was over at 3. Then they'd have a West Coast game at 3 to 6. You know, that's all gone. Hardly any commercials. I keep track of stupid things. You know what I did last night during the Dodger game? I kept track of commercials. At one time, it was, I think, between innings, or 5th and 6th inning, there were 7 straight commercials. Most of them 30 seconds. Okay? There were 2 15 seconds, so I lied. So what? But, you know, that's a long time. I hate all those commercials, but we all know it pays the rent. All right? Just ask the owners in the National Football League, or the NBA, or Major League Baseball. Hockey, they don't have the money, you know, that the other people have. But they have ESPN. And I like what they're doing with the announcers. They kept some of the old guys, brought in some new. I like the pregame show, a little bit long, but you get to know a lot about these teams. It's like the Penguins are playing teams they haven't seen in 3 years from the West Coast and, you know, the West. That's good, too. And I don't like, they showed Wade Gretzky. They did so much with Wade Gretzky, make me puke. How many times are they going to show his hairstyle? I don't care if he dyed his hair, you know. Show me a clip of Gretzky making some great plays. All right, I'm going to get it right here now. Here we go, Wade. We're not going to go. I want to get how many wins? How many wins? I'm going to get it. Purdue, Iowa, that might be a good one. BYU, Baylor, I don't know. Alabama, it wouldn't be something if Mississippi State, at Mississippi State, upsets Alabama. Raise your hand, right hand, if you remember the last time Alabama lost 2 in a row. I can't remember. Maybe Bear Bryant was the coach or somebody else, you know. I can't remember. Could it happen? Maybe. You never know. Mississippi State is loud and everything. Not as loud as Texas A&M. You know, I've been there. That might be the loudest college football stadium I've ever been in. Seriously. Now, I've been to Notre Dame a couple of times, but a lot of those fans sit on their hands because, you know, you can be uppity if you're a Fighting Irish fan. Yeah, because it's Notre Dame. I've been to Ann Arbor. Those fans are crazy. I've been to a whiteout at Penn State. Ooh, they're really crazy. You know, that's way out in the fields with the cattle and that. What else are you going to do on a Saturday but cheer for the Nittany Lions? Here we go. The Cardinals are 5-0. I thought they were 4-1. They're unbeaten. The Browns are 3-2. It would be, hey, look at us now, if the Browns can beat the Cardinals. And I think they can. But they can't turn the ball over. Baker's got to come up with the big play. By the way, Wade, I'm sick. I like Baker Mayfield. He's media friendly. All right? I got a lot of friends in Cleveland. I like to see them cover a Super Bowl that their team is in because, you know, they've been up there for a long time, never been to a Super Bowl. But I'm tired of his commercials. How about you? It's like every other commercial is Baker Mayfield. He's selling helmets or something. He's cooking dinner. He's looking for coffee. Enough is enough. Staying with the State Farm Insurance.
Looks like he's studying his scripts more than the playbook.
Yeah. Baker, if you're listening, you want nothing to do with Wade. He will kick your butt in a second. First of all, he's big, tall, and mean. All right? That's why I like him when he's laughing. Okay? I know not to mess with him. And Baker, you don't have a shot against him. Even if you bring your buddy Garrett with you, I would put my money on Wade. Wade, could you outrun Garrett, Myles Garrett? If he gave you 50-yard start and a 100-yard dash?
I don't think he could outrun a 6-hour.
6 hour. Yeah, you talk about Top Gun. Well, we should talk about guns. All right, let's take a break. 6 hours of gun manufacture. They make good guns, but they're very expensive. Yeah, you should own one before you die. We'll be right back right after this.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Chris Lawrence. Debate underway on the House floor in Charleston this hour about a proposal that would force private business owners to allow exemptions in any vaccine mandate, a measure put forward by Governor Jim Justice, who says it simply codifies what's already federal law for religious and health-related exemptions. Delegate Heather Tully of Nicholas County is a nurse, and she backs the bill.
There are no hard and fast rules, and so I think that's why this bill gives some flexibility and some laterality to individuals, and I think that we need to defer to those individuals.
However, business owners fear the measure could open them up for a wide array of lawsuits. Meanwhile, Governor Justice is expected to unveil new legislation at noon that he claims paves the way to increase growth and prosperity in West Virginia in the years ahead. The discussion over redistricting, at least for Congress, is over.
The state legislature approving a new congressional map that splits West Virginia into 2 districts. Representatives David McKinley and Alex Mooney announcing they will run to represent the northern half of the state, which will be known as District 2. McKinley, the former chairman of the state Republican Party, has served in the House of Representatives since 2011. Mooney has been in the House since 2015. He served in the Maryland State Senate and as chair of the Maryland Republican Party before moving to the Mountain State. Mooney is also currently under investigation by the House Ethics Committee over how he spent thousands of campaign dollars. Representative Carol Miller announcing her election bid as well. Miller, who began serving in 2019, is running for the 1st Congressional District, which will be the southern half of West Virginia.
You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Big weekend on the campus of West Virginia State University as the school will host its first ever night football game at Lake and Ray Field and Dickerson Stadium tomorrow night. A $2 million upgrade that included installation of lights, turf, and new bleachers. Director of Athletics Nate Burton.
We can have student athletes come here and look at our facilities, and now our facilities aren't one of the reasons why they choose to not come to West Virginia State University.
From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash, powered by The Score. On the Watchdog, I'm John Thayer. The Dodgers beat the Giants last night in game number 5, 2-1. The Dodgers will play the Atlanta Braves now in the NLCS. Game 1 is tomorrow. Tonight it's game 1 of the ALCS as the Red Sox play the Astros in Houston. Chris Sale goes for Boston, Framber Valdez for Houston. The NCAA Women's Basketball Committee and the Oversight Committee voted yesterday unanimously on a proposal that would expand the championship field for women's basketball from 64 to 68 teams. The proposal now advances for consideration by governance committees. A final determination is expected next month. The NASCAR Cup Series playoffs continue on Sunday afternoon. It's the first race of the round of 8. They're at Texas Motor Speedway. Download the Score app today. Lightning fast sports alerts so you never miss a thing. I'm John Thayer with the Sports Flash, powered by The Score on the Watchdog.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on specials for cooler weather, like cute boots and booties starting at $27.99. And warm new coats for all, 50 to 60% off. And get cafe-style coffee at your fingertips with select Nespresso bundles for only $124.99, now at Macy's. Plus, get your Macy's order faster when you pick up curbside or in store. Or try same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook. But that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. To find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
You took the first step and quit smoking.
But even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
CA House Music has all the gear to make your music legendary. With all the best gear, including Fender, Epiphone, Yamaha, and more, CA House will have you rocking in no time. Get the most for your money with everyday low prices. And we meet or beat internet pricing. Play before you buy and let our product specialists help you pick out the instrument that's right for you. CA House Music, supporting local musicians since 1872. Play music for life.
This is Hoppy Kercheval. Join me weekdays at 10 o'clock right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe or Talkline. I have guests, conversations, texts, phone calls on all the big stories affecting us in West Virginia. So tune in weekdays right here on FM 98.1 and FM 97.7, The Watchdog.
I preach, my dear friends, you're about to receive on John Barleycorn, nicotine, and the temptations of Eve. No parking by the sewer sign, hot dogs, no razor broke, water dripping up the spout, but I don't care, let it all hang out. Hanging from a pine tree by my knees, sunshine through the shade, nobody knows what it's all about. It's too much, man, let it all hang out. Walking upside down, my TV's on the blink. Made Galileo look like a Boy Scout. Sorry about that, let it all hang out. Sleep all day, drive all night. Brain my numb, can't stop now. For sure ain't no doubt. Keep an open mind, let it all hang out.
Well, I keep an open mind when this guy talks. He's a numbers guy, if you know what I mean. He does odds, ends. He's a great host with the most, maybe the best in America. He'll even tell you about some of the famous people that he has waited on. He should write the book. Legend, how are you?
Fantastic, sir. Teacher needs an apple. I've given out all these winners.
Yeah? Well, since you're going to treat me for dinner on my birthday, right? Aren't we getting together on the 4th?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, we'll see. That's a Thursday night. Speaking of Thursday night, I didn't realize until I looked at the schedule, our schedule, because we carry the Browns. The Broncos are playing the Browns on a Thursday night game on the 21st. I don't like that. They're going to play Sunday, then they're going to play Thursday. You know, the body takes a beating. Joe Green told me it would take him 48 to 72 hours to recover from a game. Even though he beat up on people, he got beat up too. I don't like the Thursday night games. Pitt's going to play a Thursday night game. You know?
Short schedule.
Yeah.
And the Browns, you know, breaking news with Nick Chubb
Yeah,
being out.
he's going to be out.
That don't help him.
No. So let's start with our football predictions. You got the list. Let's start with number 1.
Pitt and Vatek down in Blacksburg. That's a strong 5. Pitt's -5. Pitt is averaging 52.4 points a game.
Yeah, but look who they beat, the Sisters of the Poor. Come on.
They're averaging 389 yards passing. And one stat to give you, Pitt is 6-1 against the spread, the last 7 against Virginia Tech.
Wow.
But here's the thing I can't understand about Pitt. When are they going to get ranked? They're not even ranked.
Yeah. I think they should be top 25, maybe a 25 or 24, you know?
I figured floating down in the bottom area, down around 20, 21, 22.
Yep. You know, if they beat VT and then next week beat Clemson, they got to be maybe top 15 because they would be 6-1, beating a couple quality teams.
Yeah, they would climb up there pretty good. And, you know, the funny thing is you got Coastal Carolina 14th, 15th in the nation.
Yeah. I don't even know who their coach is, Coastal Carolina. Where are they located? I know on the East Coast. I know. All right. And then some of the talking heads, what was it on College Football Tuesday or ESPN? One of the guys said that he thinks that Pickett should be a dark horse candidate for the Heisman Trophy. I don't know. He's not one of the best quarterbacks in the country, is he?
I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of hype up here in the Berg. They've been talking about that. I guess the other quarterback from Ohio State stepping up now. So.
Yeah, he's very good. Yeah, he's very good. Maybe if the Steelers are looking for a quarterback, all they got to do is go next door. Pickett. Could you see Pickett as a Steeler QB?
I could see him as a Steeler quarterback.
Yeah. He's very smart, He's, whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. But, he had two Mannings, Eli and Peyton, tell him, play another year because he'll move up in the draft. And he went to their schools and all their academies and everything. They're close friends. If Peyton and Eli and even Archie, who I interviewed a long, long time ago when he was with a bad team called the Saints, if any of the three Archies gave me advice, I'm going to be open up to anything they say.
Yeah, you had a lot of Super Bowls there with, Eli and Peyton.
Yep.
And also the kid from Cincinnati stayed another year, and look what he's doing.
Yeah. Remember, we always used to laugh at Cincinnati because they were bad. Now they're bad in a good way. Okay, so do you have a score for Pitt, Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I think, Virginia Tech needs this game pretty bad, but I still like the Panthers 27-10.
Okay, all right. Next up.
Georgia, Kentucky, down the hedges, between the hedges.
Wow.
As of last Sunday, this line come out, Georgia, minus 26.5. It's down to 22.5. Now, you figure Kentucky 6-0 and Georgia 6-0, but I'm going to give you some stats here. And I'm going to let you guess who I like in this game.
Okay.
Georgia, the past 6 games, allowed only 2 offensive touchdowns. They allowed the fewest total yards, the fewest rushing yards, the fewest points per game, and they're 4th against the run in the nation.
Wow.
I like Georgia in a blowout here, 38-13.
Where's the game? Kentucky?
Georgia.
Oh. I said when Alabama was unbeaten too. And I think they're the best team in the country by far. They say, well, you can win with defense, but if you're Alabama, you're both good on defense and offense. But you know what? Georgia plays Alabama. I think they will beat them. I think if they played twice, they would beat them. Of course, I could be wrong.
Here's something to keep in mind. When you're talking the SEC down there, past year and a half, you'd see how good LSU was going, with 9 number 1 NFL picks when they won a national championship.
Yeah.
Here, they're getting 10 points at home to Florida, and their coach is on the hot seat. So if they lose that game, the coach might get whacked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, we got the pros, right?
Well, I got another quick college game.
Okay.
Central Florida and Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I looked at this game at the beginning of the year, and I thought maybe this might be a stumbling block, for Cincinnati. Cincinnati's favored by 21 points. They're at home, and the way they've been playing. But as any good prognosticator would look at his homework, injuries play a part with Central Florida. They have 2 quarterbacks that are on the shelf.
Oh.
Yeah, Cincinnati had one guy injured, and Central Florida had the rest of the list, the rest of the page. So Cincinnati in a blowout, 52-10. Okay,
all right. Want to talk about Arizona and Cleveland next?
That sounds good.
Arizona got a pretty good tight end. I just watched the video with Earth crying. He always wanted to finish his career in Philadelphia. Well, he might have a better year out in Arizona. You can golf in Arizona 24/7. You can't do that in Philadelphia. But I can understand how he wanted to finish with a team that he played with for all these years. And that makes Arizona's offense a little bit better. If they needed to get better because they're unbeaten, how do you match them up against the Browns in Cleveland?
question I want to know is, he played last night. Is he eligible to, since he got traded, is he eligible to play on Sunday?
Why would you ask me that when I don't know? I don't know. I said it's a short automobile drive, car drive to Cleveland, you know? I don't know. I don't know if he could step in within 3 days. I don't know.
But being on Arizona and Cleveland, I think it's a bad line. I think the wrong team's favored. Arizona is 5-0 the last 5 games against sub-500 teams. Okay. Cleveland is 1-3 against the spread the last 4 home games. So with that in mind, I like Arizona 21-10.
Ooh. All right. Murray's going to have a good day, huh?
Yeah, he's hard to contain.
Well, maybe, you know, if he runs for a touchdown, they'll throw those dog bones at him and he'll suffer a mild concussion and he'll be out of the game. I don't like to see anybody get hurt.
A lot of controversy with Odell Beckham speaking up against Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
too.
they got to do something with Odell. You know, you're not going to trade your quarterback. There's a lot of teams that maybe you can get good draft choices, maybe a couple of players for Odell Beckham. I wouldn't want him on my team. Play the game. Do your job, as Bill Belichick would say. Watch him end up in New England. No, but you know what? I like him, but you know what? Keep your mouth shut. I know he likes the ball. You know, Baker's got a lot of weapons, especially the running game, you know, but no Chubb. That might hurt them Sunday.
Yeah, Chubb's a great back. I really like Chubb.
Oh, I do too. I do too. You have a score there? 21-10.
21-10.
Woo. Woo. What's next?
We have the track meet. L.A. Chargers and the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow.
Ravens are favored by 3 in Baltimore. The Chargers, in their last 9 games, are 8-1 against the spread. They're 4-1 their last 5 on the road. The Ravens are 10-2 straight up, 8-4 against the spread. The Chargers are last in rush defense, and the Ravens are 28th in pass defense. That in mind, I still like the Ravens at home. 24-10.
Well, you think it'll, 2 touchdowns. Okay. I tell you what, I love Herbert. I got to put him in the top 5 quarterbacks. I really like him. They say he's tough, he's arrogant. You know, he's a guy that can't stand to lose. You know, you don't want to take him off the playing field on a 4th and 1. You know what I mean?
They got a nice running game going too.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And he found Williams, Mike Williams, the wide receiver.
Yeah. And the Steelers play them later in the year, don't they? Yeah,
Yes,
they're at the Chargers, yeah. The one thing I don't want to see is a Charger-Rams Super Bowl in L.A. You talk about hype. All right. You have the Steelers on your schedule?
Yeah, we have the 8:30 tilt on Sunday night.
Okay.
Well, I have one eye open. Pittsburgh is -5 and 43. I'm going to give you a few stats here. Seattle is 34-10-1. Their last 45 primetime games.
34-10-1?
34-10-1.
In prime time?
In prime time. They are 12-5 against the spread. Their last 17 as an underdog. Pittsburgh is 1-8 against the spread. Their last Sunday night football games. So, backup quarterback for Seattle. I would think otherwise if Russell Wilson was playing, but I like Pittsburgh 31-27. I like Seattle to keep it close.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I think Coach Carroll thinks too much of himself. He hasn't been right since, 1 yard line against the Packers? And he had a bulldozer for running back. Instead, Russell Wilson throws an interception. I'll never forget that play. I'll never forget that.
I made $25,000 on that play.
Oh, yeah. You didn't send any my way. I got bills to pay. Are you telling the truth? 25 grand?
25 grand. I hit a Super Bowl with that.
Wow. What was the first thing you went out and bought for your wife?
Loads of flowers.
Okay. I was going to say you can take her to your favorite restaurant where you could wait on her and don't have to pay for anything. You don't know how much I miss the Carlton, and my friends miss the Carlton, one of the primetime restaurants in the Bird, but whatever. Have you found a way to get me in the Duquesne Club?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Do I have to be a fancy lawyer or somebody in real estate or Bob Nutting to get in there?
I'm hoping some of the Watchdog Duquesne members are listening right now, and they're banking on my picks every Friday, and they'll say, "Hey, give these two guys a path to get in here for a dinner."
All right. Couldn't you get me a gift certificate? No.
I could try to. I can't do it. You have to be a member.
Yeah, that's okay. What's a membership cost? Can I ask you?
I believe somebody did say it was $700 a month.
Oh, my heart. Wade, what did Red Fox say in his shows?
That's the big one, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth,
That's
wait.
the big one.
$750 a month for a private club?
Yep. And Esther always gave my heart attack.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And Esther.
Wow, the food better be good. Can I join for like 3 days?
I'll get you a nice cleaning attendant.
Oh, yeah, okay. I always knew it was a little bit expensive, but I have no idea. Does that include, like, is there any kind of perks that come with that? Giant Eagle perks? I don't know. gas, $750 a month? How much is that a year? 9,000? Just to get a card that says I can go in and eat? Does that mean I have to pay for the food too?
Get you a little broom note you could sign.
Oh my God! Then I got to tip you. 7. My heart's really beating fast. I got to. Okay.
Are you ready for the upset specials?
Yeah, it can't be as much as I'm upset after telling me how much it costs to get in the Duquesne Club. Go ahead.
I'm going to give you a college upset. UCLA is playing Washington, and they are getting points. I like the Bruins.
Okay.
And for your pro football upset, Dallas has been on a pedestal the way they've been playing with Dak Prescott. Maybe he's going up to New England and he's doing too many, what do they call that, too many mattress commercials. So with that in mind, I like New England to upset Dallas.
At home, right there. New England's at home.
New England is at home, and Dallas hasn't beat New England since 1986.
Ooh, boy. That's interesting. That's your pick of the week. I'll circle that in red. Hold on. Yeah.
I'd say they're due.
Yeah, pick of the week. All right. My Red Sox going to the World Series?
That's a tough question there because my Giants lost last night.
I didn't know you were a Giants fan.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan.
What a crappy way to lose, huh?
Controversial call there.
Yeah. Well, I can't say anything because my hotshot producer is a Dodger fan and a Yankee fan, so I've already puked when he told me he was a Yankee fan. Who's the favorite? Houston's a favorite to go all the way, right?
Houston, Dodgers are up there now. Dodgers are 190.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Houston's 155. So.
All right. As long as they're good games and it doesn't end in controversy like last night.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Okay, my man. $750 a month? And if I have dinner for two, I have to pay for it, or is that included with my membership?
You might have to clean the place a little bit.
Oh, man. It's been a long time since I didn't have to pay and go wash dishes. That's unbelievable. I hope they're paying you well.
I really love what I stepped into. That's a great opportunity, and I'm doing great. I'm very happy.
So you probably meet more people of five-star quality, right?
Yeah, I'm 43 years of hospitality industry. I've known quite a few people.
All right. You should write the book, man.
Thank you.
You know, you're like me. People say, why do you drop names? It's because that's all I've known for 40 years. I don't know who my neighbors are. I don't have good friends because I don't have time to socialize. But I've been around celebrities. I've interviewed them, and, but you're the host with the most. You make sure people are well fed, well taken care of, You should write the book.
My mother told me a long time ago, if you're a name dropper, you got to have the backing.
Yep. And we both have that. Been a pleasure knowing you all these years, Bob.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
But I got tired of you calling me at the big stick all the time.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, what's on your mind, Bob? Well, I picked them last week. Yeah, I know you did. What else? It was a pleasure. When the producer would say, your buddy's on, I go, oh, man. But I knew every time I put you on, you brought a lot to the table, I think you were more successful than Jimmy the Greek.
Wow, and I was in an elevator with Jimmy the Greek.
Yeah, there you go. Dropping another name. Yeah. I got stuck in an elevator with Reverend Jesse Jackson during Super Bowl week. Does that top yours?
Did you wait on Prince Charles?
No. Oh, boy. Write the book, will you?
I'll send a copy.
Yeah. How many presidents have you entertained? I got you. None, right?
I've entertained a few.
Okay. The host with the most, and you're the best, too, even when it comes to... You should set up Pete Rose sets up an autograph table everywhere, including the Hall of Fame ceremony. You should set up a table in Vegas somewhere or work for somebody in Vegas, You watch every sporting event, every event, it seems, it's, all these odds and stuff. You can do everything on your phone, Sahara on your phone, all these casinos on your phone. You should have like a booth somewhere or your own betting parlor. How about this? The Legend Parlor. The parlor full of legends.
Wow.
Don't use those because I'll sue you.
Yeah.
Those are copyrighted. No, they're not. Hey, Legend, thanks for making me sick. On my way home, that's all I'm going to think about. $750 to join that club a month? Oh, man. Okay, maybe I'll hit the lottery and join, Maybe there's an oil well in my backyard.
There you go.
There you go. Oil will buy you everything. Take care, my man. Always a pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to your predictions next week, and you'll probably be right on a lot of these, especially your pick of the week. If not, I'll let you know you were wrong.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right, Legend. Thank you. Yep, I remember the good old days. The Bird. Saturday afternoon. And people would call, that Legend's crazy, man. And, find out that he's right. Can you believe a private club, Wade? That much money? And you still pay for your meals and cocktails? Wonder what a martini would cost at the Duquesne Club. I can sneak in. Then Legend probably get fired, and I would feel bad. Wade, I know this is your last day until the next time we talk, which will be soon. Thank you for an enjoyable week. You did an outstanding job, even though you're a Yankee fan. I appreciate the fact. If you like the Yankees, I feel sorry for you. But my Red Sox are in the playoffs, and your Yankees are not. Can you remember that? But your Dodgers are in.
Been a pleasure.
Hey, thank you very much. Good luck. Good luck on the golf course, too. Lola should be back Monday, and we'll be back to normal. Well, nothing's normal here. We deal in the abnormal. Right now, I got to go. There's some gentlemen waiting in the hallway to come in to replace me. They're the walkthrough crew. Believe me, they know their stuff. So give them a listen. Respect them for what they know. They're full of good knowledge when it comes to high school and college football. And they'll even talk about the NFL, whatever you want to talk about. Coming up on the walkthrough on The Watchdog.
On the Pfizer vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11 years old, that could come by early November. But the Biden administration